All right, we're back. We're back. And I was just thinking about how I know nobody's watching right now, but for those of you who are members and you're getting to watch this at some later point in time, hold on. Let me see this on YouTube so I can share this out to wherever. Hold on a second. I'm telling no one to hold on because nobody's watching, which is fine. Takes so long. Share to X. X. All right. Post. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Is anybody here? Oh, somebody's watching on Draw Comics Like a Pro. Oh, is that me? No, that's not me. All right. Copy pasting to Discord. Let me not close this out. General. Boom. 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 All right. Sorry. I should have done all this before I clicked the live button, but I was. Whatever. All right. Let me see. I have to go in here. I totally freaking screwed the pooch. I need to go in here and drop some shading. I didn't do new shading. So let me use inking. Where's the marker? Marker. There we go. This is what I generally use. So if I've got black areas, oh my gosh, I need to fix that belt. I do not like how that belt looks. All right. I need to go in. I think I want to leave her shoulders yellow, so I'll just do it in here. All right. Let me do some shading. Shading over the ocean blue. That's not bad. Thanks, Alpha Proto. That's what I was going for. I was going for the not bad look. Just need to. Oh, I didn't even draw the other thing there. So I'm just crazy over the likes of you. All right. Let's drop that there too. What's up, Alpha? Did you catch the link in the Discord? Is that what's happened? Fixing Wolverine from Rivals. No, buddy's perfect. A little cupcake when you have the Deadpool skin. Did you see? Okay, I'll show it again. You think this microcephalic teenager wearing the boots from that what's his face had on in what is that show or the movie Back to the Future? He's got those Back to the Future boots. His head is the size of a freaking pumpkin, not even a pumpkin, softball. You think that's perfect? You think that's perfect? Yeah, no, look at the Deadpool skin. Honestly, I don't have time to go look at. We looked through all the skins earlier. I need to get through this. For the next chapter, you can do a redesign of Scarlet Witch. I dislike the game designs, but I was expecting something closer to the comic than the movies. I don't hate the designs. I do hate some of the designs, but I don't. It's not terrible. I just This particular one, this was voted on by the crowd. So we had a live stream earlier, and I left it up to the chat who needed the redesign the most, and Wolverine was the first one to get voted. So second up is why do I freaking forget this? It's not that long ago. The second one, I'm retarded. The second one is Punisher. And then Black Widow. But yeah, I want to get to Scarlet Witch. Ultimately, it'd be fun, even if I don't hate the designs. Ultimately, it would be fun to do all of these characters, and it is fun. It's more fun to do like a series. Like if you guys watched my Concord series, it was more fun to have like a set number of characters I wanted to do, and just sit down every day and just like, all right, who's up next, rather than like kind of struggling to figure out of the thousands of characters out there in the world what to redesign next. It's like if I have a set character list, it's a lot. I don't know. It's more fun for me to just sit down and bang it, because that's the drawing part's the more fun than the trying to figure out that kind of stuff part. So that's what I do. I get all the blacks dropped in there, and then I lighten it up so I can go in with my inking brush. And there it is. What's up? Trade review. The base one reminds me of X-Men Evolution. Oh, I didn't. So is the base one has him in costume? Is that the case? Because I didn't see it. Sorry. Balls. X-Men Evolution. That was a long time ago. This one is the one you looked at. Oh. Dude, his head is half the size of his hand. I mean, I get it's a stylistic choice, but that's not a choice I would have made. But hey, like if you like it, that's fine. It's not like it's a bad drawing. It's just it's so stylized that it looks a little bit silly to me. So whatever. It was the chat's decision to do Wolverine, so I absolve myself of your anger. Ah! Yeah. Daisy. There's a Deadpool Wolverine one that's the classic yellow. All right. All right then. All right. Well, I'm. Should I give him like the suit look or just the muscles look? Ah, screw it. I like the muscles look. I like it because I'm a comic book artist and that's what I do. I got in the comic books to draw muscular men and sexy women's. And that's what I do. If you don't like it, I suppose you could go read some modern day X-Men's. Well, they don't even know if they're men's or women's. It should be the X-Thems. Crazy Daisy. I should have some background music playing. Feed the ducks. Feed the ducks. Feed the ducks. Ah, thank you, Orange Vendor. Says it's looking good. See what this happens. No! Oh, I know why. Ah! Now, why is that happening? Why is that happening? What am I missing here? Okay. I'm getting a bit teed off. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And this would be do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Watch and see if Elliot's awake. You might want to jump on here and just chillax. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Played any Rivals yet? I've been addicted all weekend. No, but I've watched my son play. It looks pretty fun. I mean, it looks like Overwatch and all that, except with superpowers instead of weapons. Unless you're Hawkeye, in which case you're just Hanzo. But that's cool. That's cool. Getting to reskin. I mean, look, what's Overwatch? It's Team Fortress 2 with cooler looking characters. That's so if you've got Overwatch but with Marvel characters, winning combination. Because what you're doing is you're playing Team Fortress 2 with Marvel characters. So it is what it is. I ain't complaining. But yeah, it looks fun. I just have not had the chance. Man, this reminds me of like Ed McGuinness style blacks. Sheesh. I haven't talked to Ed in forever. I need to call him. Ed and I used to talk like every day back when we were working on Superman. Good chap. Good chap. Back in the old days, before the interwebs, a lot of guys who, like, you sit at home and you draw, right? A lot of guys would just pick up the phone and call other artists they knew because they too were just sitting there at home drawing away. And, we'd make these long distance friendships just over the phone with other artists or writers or editors. I got to become really good friends with one of my editors over at Marvel. I mean, we would just literally just call and just shoot the crap freaking all day. But yeah, nowadays I can do that with you. I can do that with you, Orange Avenger, because you're sitting there. Except for I can't hear you. But you can't get your oldest son to play. I don't know. My oldest son is 24 and doesn't live with us, and he's married off. So I'm sure he would play. Although that's not one of his best, like Overwatch and stuff. That's not one of his favorite type of games. I don't think. He loves games though. He's even made board games, like freaking really good board games. Seems like that needs a little bit more juice on it. A bit more taper there, I think. Give it a little love. Do 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 do. But yeah, the one who's playing is Isaac. He'll be 18. Oh snap! He'll be 18 in 2 weeks. Another freaking birthday. We just had one. I got 2 kids having birthdays this month. I had 1 kid get married last month. I got Christmas in 2 weeks. It never ends. And then I have my grandbaby's being born in January. It's all too much for me. Just kidding, it's not. Oh, you're 17? I have a. How old is Micah? He's 16. He'll be 17 in May. So you've got one right in between. Well, actually, technically, yeah. Isaac's still 17, so he won't be 17 or he won't be 18 until the 22nd. And then all bets are off. But yeah, Orange Avenger, which characters do you think could use a redesign first? Because, like I said, I'm hoping I can just do all of them and and people will want to watch. Actually, you know what? I think I'll do all of them anyways, because it's always good to just have every character. I'm trying to think of this the way I would do comic conventions. Like when I did comic conventions, one of the tricks of selling prints was like having every character, right? So like even if someone came up and they weren't a fan of yours specifically, they would first of all, you could make a fan by having their favorite character and being the artist that, you know, churns out something they think is worth paying for. So I'm kind of trying to think of it like that. If I have all the characters eventually, then my channel will service absolutely every fan and every fandom. And then that'd be cool. That would be cool. All right, that's looking, that's shaping up, dropping some of them big black areas in there. Look at that face. That's Wolverine right there. Not that other little tiny face thing. I don't even know what they were doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. All right, let's actually. My oldest hates everything I love, so he dislikes anime, superheroes, and I forgot the third thing. Namor would be my first request. I hate the blonde streak. I hate that Namor, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that Namor. That is definitely something I will look forward to redesigning. Holy cow. That is so, like, not his character. It's like these guys never read the comic books. Which I guess is like par for the course these days with all these people making stuff. It's like, what? There's comic books? Yes, there's lore. There's 80 years of lore you're ignoring so you can give Namor freaking weird hair streaks. It's like a weird cross of Namor and Aquaman. Yeah. Well, I mean, in the early 90s, there was a period where Namor, I mean, the Namor that was coming out, was John Byrne was writing it, and Jay Lee was drawing it. And honestly, that seemed like the Aquaman that Jason Momoa was playing, and it was Namor. Honestly. Psylocke's a little weird, but it's a multiverse. Yeah, the Psylocke isn't bad. The Psylocke's not bad. Um, so I'll probably do the ones I think either are most popular with the audience or need the fixing the most first, and then I'll just try to get through everybody eventually. Yeah, Psylocke being Ninja E isn't really a problem for me, actually. Whoops. But isn't the word ninja-esque? Welcome to the stream, Jerkmonger.
Oh, doll.
How do you like my Wolverine redesign?
Oh, it's got like some samurai plates there or something, right?
Snickety snacked. Ooh, samurai. That would have been a good direction to go.
Oh,
Except I'm
ninja's good.
trying to make it fit in the Marvel Rivals universe.
What is that?
It's a new video game. It's a 5x5 hero shooter with actual heroes this time, like Overwatch, but it's Marvel. And so here.
Oh, okay.
This is the Wolverine they did.
I like the overall style, but he's huge.
Is he though? Because he's 5'4", which makes that head about the size of a softball.
Well, it's right. It's either his body's huge or his head is tiny.
Yeah, he's either
But I like
Juggernaut or
Yeah.
his head can fit into a snow globe. And then the Back to the Future boots, I'm really questioning for the Wolverine look. So
Yeah, he looks a little
Also-
extra fashionable, right?
also these are on his gloves. Why are they on his hands?
Because whoever designed this wasn't thinking about comics; they were thinking about
Right.
that.
I feel like it's someone's just looking at a bunch of Joe Mad and Scotty Young and
Well, I was going to say Joe Mad did it well, in my opinion.
Oh, Joe Mad was great. Yeah.
Yeah, his version was awesome. Man, this lighting, bro! I feel like I'm in a horror movie.
Oh. Well,
true.
you can turn on the lights.
No, because I like working in the dark.
Do you?
I'm nocturnal that way.
Do you?
Look at you! Look at you with that fancy ink work. Look at all juicy. Look at that juicy lines.
Skibbity flibbity.
So I'm designing a harpoon gun.
Oh,
for
yeah.
something. Trying to figure out what that looks like. You know me and machines. We don't go well together.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean?
Stupid robots. Robots and cars. So
AI.
stupid. Yeah, AI. I'm gonna blame AI for it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It took our jobs.
It did. You act like they did it.
You are slurping up that coffee like it's nobody's business.
Because, man, if I'm gonna be hanging out with you this time of night, I need to get a little juiced up.
Right. What were you doing earlier today? I tried to call you.
I don't know. I mean, at one point I was helping my wife out with dinner and stuff, but I've been drawing for the last few hours.
My wife is gone.
What?
She left me.
It's a scandal.
She
Juicy stuff, Mike.
My nephew is here from he lives in Philly, and he's here he's a soccer coach.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep adding things to it as I go. And so he's here for a game for his little team. And so after the game, they're gonna drive back here. So she's off in Palm Desert, picking up my nephew or something. They're coming back tomorrow. But she took the boys. So except for JoJo's here because he's in school. And so I have the quiet time, Elliot. I has the quiet time.
The quiet time. I'm gonna send you some stuff in
Beef jerky?
No. Turns out just to get your opinion. Well, don't say anything. I'll just send it to you. Just take a look at it. So you can see what I'm doing. Let's see.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just mentioning before here because I was thinking about Ed McGuinness because some of these lines on his shoulder, I'm like, this looks like Ed McGuinness rendering. Then I was lamenting how I hadn't talked to him in a while. And then I was talking about how prior to the internet days, us comic book artists, at least me and my friends, we used to like call each other and just shoot the crap freaking forever, like hours on end, like every day. And so I would talk to Ed, I'd talk to editors, I'd talk to writer, just whoever. And now it seems like doing this. I mean, okay, granted, we talk to each other on the phone all the time.
True.
But like just sitting down and working and talking like this is like entertainment.
It's entertaining for sure. I mean, yeah, you're right. Actually, my old boss, the one that I worked with before I got let go,
Mm-hmm.
he got let go too, by the way. He wants to start a podcast.
Oh yeah.
He asked me if I want to be part of that. I'm like, huh, that's interesting because he knows more about me than I ever thought he would. Now that I don't work for him, and I'm like, and you still want to talk to me? Huh, interesting. I might make time for that. But it is somewhat fun to just talk about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's how entertaining it is for the peoples, but
I don't care. I'm gonna make these members only anyways.
oh, okay, very cool.
I'm recording this so that I can make a video.
Okay, all right. Oh, so I see. All right, this only lets me do it one at a time. Okay, so I'm going to do one at a time as I completed it.
Du was.
This is in Twitter.
Du was. Oh.
Um,
You gonna make me go to Twitter?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
And then
I really like the bottom one.
yeah, well, it's all three.
Oh, it's three different ones?
So they can have multiples.
Gotcha.
Try not to say it. I'm trying not to say stuff.
Okay,
because
Shh.
Reasons and all.
Hey.
Hold on.
It's got a tight little butt.
It did occur to me till I did this part, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." That's not that bad. The anatomy's not bad though.
Yeah.
It's just spooky. And then finally, this one. So I'm working on some sort of headgear.
Nice.
For this.
Ooh, harpoons. I mean, nothing.
Thanks, Mike. You just slurped my coffee again. Let me distract you real quick.
That's all right. Nobody's watching.
That's true. All right. So anyway.
Leilton Santos says, Boa noite, senhores. Cool line art. Molto grazie, signorina. No.
Is that what that is?
No. If she said buonanotte, buonanotte would have been good. Oh, yeah. Is that Portuguese? It's a romantic language of some sort.
Some sort, yeah.
I don't speak any of them. But I know some words in some of them.
You commented on the dude's tight butt. Dang it, Mike. As it is, I'm not used to drawing buns on people usually, so.
What?
Yeah.
Everybody's got buns. It's like
I know,
that.
but I don't...
You know that kids book? Everybody poops.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's got buns.
If it's good for kids, it's good for us adults.
Yeah. The thing about buns, though, some people have better buns than others.
That's definitely true in my life.
Yeah.
Everyone's better than me. All right, so.
Well, I mean, that's not the direction I was going, but.
Oh, no, it's okay. I accept it. I accept it for face value. So I'm waiting to hear back on whether or not that's approved. That so far, I'm gonna Like that's I'm working on the headgear now. This client's interesting. I keep doing work for them late at night because they,
The
I
only
get
time
it.
they
They
can get
work
a hold of you.
that they're working all day trying to get this thing going. So then they get me to do stuff. All right, so now I got water. Oh man, I got this cool. This company sent me. Oh, I just dropped it. Oh well, it's ruined now. No, I'm just kidding. They just sent me this the sketchbook. It's a company called Karst.
Go on.
They also sent me a pack of woodless pencils.
Oh, I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah. And what's interesting about the pencils are interesting because it's just a shaft of graphite.
Right. I've seen those.
And with a coating. But the paper, this is the only downside to this is that it's very expensive. And it's also not friendly for it's not friendly for paint. Like markers. Because the paper is made of stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sad.
It's
What?
it's this the technology is like it's super smooth, like super smooth. Like it's not like it's not tissue paper at all, but it feels like I don't know, it's like a super smooth plate finish, almost no tooth. But I think it's because of the process that they use to make it. It makes it less porous. So it's made from like stone dust. Whatever they it's made from stuff that it's like I guess it's not I don't know I guess it might be you might consider it recycled if I'm not mistaken. I read it online on their website, and they push it together, make it into some sort of obviously not a pulp because it's not paper, but it's not wood, but effectively they push it all together and make this paper, and it feels like paper, it draws like paper. The only thing I noticed though is that it's so smooth that if my pencil point is too sharp, it will almost it feels like I'm scratching the surface of the paper now. Like it's almost like snagging on something, and I feel like I'm scraping the paper, but I'm not. I can't see any grooves. It is completely if I was to paint on it with markers, it doesn't make a difference. And this is why they say they argue this. Have you ever heard of Render, that other paper product called Render?
No, I've heard of the token.
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about. But this Render stuff is like a lot of guys who like to use Copics use it. Although a lot of people have been complaining about it because it's not working as well. Mm-hmm. This is the product right here. It's called Render by Crescent.
Mm-hmm.
So this paper has a smell, and both of these books have a smell. It's got a weird chemical to it. This one, though, would take your ink fine. That stuff, it's so non-porous. If it's what I understand, the ink, the pigment is sitting on top of the paper, not going into the paper. So I even inked with my brushes.
If I may.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Why what?
Why make paper out of stone?
Their thing is they're trying to make it something that's they're trying to not, so I think it's an environmental thing.
Oh, brother.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's another substrate. It's pretty great. The only problem is it takes the ink, but the ink won't. You know how ink on regular
problem
paper.
Is you can't draw on it.
No, I can draw fine on it. It's funny you say that. I think that's why it's called a sketchbook, or it's considered a journal. But I can actually erase the ink off because the ink is not. It's just sitting on top of the paper, not in the paper, like it would be on Bristol. So I think actually Bristol gets a better.
Going again, Kirby. Going again. I went earlier and then I had to make dinner because I was starving, and then I came back. because I wanted to finish this for the peoples.
So you just consider this like a hangout stream? So what we're trying to do?
Yep.
I like how you do the shadow on the fingers on those dark gloves. That shadow on the front of the glove of the fingers there. That's nice.
Yeah, that's very John Byrne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Very Bernie Burn. Wonder who he stole it from. Probably Neil Adams, huh?
Mm. You know, I don't know that Neil Adams was that sort of so looking for real, and I'm following other artists like David Finch and Jim Lee to get inspiration. Jim Lee.
David Finch.
I like David Finch.
And look, I'm inspiring people to draw, Elliot. Don't you want to inspire people to draw? Isn't that what you do on your channel?
No one seems inspired at all by me.
Thank you, Gabriel. Or Gabriel.
That is true.
Is it Gabriel or Gabriel?
Maybe it's Gabriel
or Jibril.
Jabril.
In the Middle East, Jibril, Gabriel, or actually, Gabriel is my nephew's name, my great nephew, my niece's son, and it's Gabriel, because he's in Germany. Gabriel, what are you doing, Gabriel? That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
No, Gabriel. Brazilian Lailton Santos is a Brazilian. That is not what Brazilians talk like. But yeah, I got a good friend that's Brazilian. He's actually in Brazil now because he's been in America too long. And so he had to go back to Brazil because he's afraid of the IRS.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
The IRS is definitely a problem. Hopefully, Trump will get rid of it.
I'll tell you what. All right, I'm gonna sketch stuff. Something.
Oh, wait! You want to see the color scheme?
The who?
Bam! Color scheme.
Yeah, I like that. It's like you're almost combining the old school suit to the new school suit. I like the boots.
You like them?
I like that idea a lot. Yeah, it looks more modern.
Yeah,
like,
but you still get the Wolverine boots, which
yeah.
People try to get away from them. I'm like, you can't get away from them. That's Wolverine's boots.
You know, if I was designing and looking at your design inspired me to steal it from you just now. I'm thinking instead of doing like an X like out of spandex, what I saw when I saw the little plating that you have on the where the shoulder meets the chest, I was thinking that would make a good like two belt straps coming across, make a good X. That's a good idea for like a utilitarian interpretation of that versus just aesthetic. But it would leave open the neck though. But that still works pretty good for
well,
someone
if you
like
see my
Wolverine.
original thing, I had like straps crisscross there. I didn't know if I wanted to do that as the just the design on the thing, or if I wanted to go with the full latex.
No, it's cool. I'm just thinking that if you were doing like a Batman the Dark Knight, you know, Kirby the Kind-Hearted. If you're just doing like the Dark Knight thing, you know, like where it's more real, more like I said, utilitarian, more useful. I would think that because I see the plates, I thought, oh, those have to be connected somewhere, right? So like rivets, that'd be cool, like a belt structure. Oh yeah, you could have a strap across, you could put pouches. That's a good place for pouches for Cyclops. But but I don't think the other thing is I wasn't I was walking around Walmart the other day, and as I like to do, I like to go into the toy section,
Yes, you do.
and I saw the Wolverine from the movie.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like it as much.
You mean from
I,
the Deadpool movie?
yeah, I didn't like the design too much. And it's because it's trying. Uh, I understand why people would like it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I'm not trying to take anything away from it what anybody likes. I'm just saying that just as a design, I kept thinking to myself, man, it seems like it's not really it. It's trying to capture the essence of the original costume, but it's still not quite there because I noticed like a little piece, the little like now that it looks like it's supposed to do something, I don't understand what it does. Right? When it's
So
just
what you're
aesthetic.
saying is the initial design didn't make any sense.
No, the original design doesn't make sense, but it does if you look at it as just like he's a Wolverine, so he's got like these little stripes on him. The colors I don't understand, the blue and yellow, but
Right.
the concept of the stripes creating little tiger stripe things, a pattern like that, I'm like, okay, it's supposed to resemble the animal. And then I
Except
thought,
Wolverines don't have stripes.
don't they have like a brindle pattern or something? Like my dog is brindle. She has a similar thing, and you can interpret it that way if you wanted to. Um, but the point I'm making is that at least it looked like an animal, like that. And then when you put the other stuff on it after you remove all that, like I don't know, like then the other simpler costume is the one I like the most, which is the Paul Smith brown and orange one, which is what you're kind of reproducing there.
Yeah. No, it's just got brown legs and then a big brown patch on its back. The Wolverine looks nothing like a Wolverine.
Well, you know what? It certainly seemed evocative, even if it wasn't. So it looked like an animal. I could say that.
Yeah.
So if you just take it for just face value, at least it's just resembling something like a creature. That does not look like it. Like now that you see it in real life, the question really is like why? You have to ask
Yeah.
the question why. Same thing with Batman. Like, okay, now that you made him so realistic, why does he make that stupid costume that way? Why would Batman wear all that nonsense if he's just trying to? If I was trying to scare someone, I would have stolen that stuff from Scarecrow, and I'd be using that all the time, right? Instead of like a gas bomb or smoke bomb, I'd be throwing that
Yeah.
down and
Heck
freak you
yeah.
out, and then there'd be all kinds of legends of the Dark Knight running around. In fact, that's a really good idea. I'm
Yeah.
going to steal that for a character. That's a cool idea to kind of
I'm
use
sorry,
us.
but I already did. Copyright
Shut up! No,
trademark.
you didn't. No, you didn't. I just copywrote it.
Nope, I did. I
Copyright.
said copyright trademark first.
No, I did in my head. In
No, I'm
fact, I said it
sorry.
out loud,
I
therefore
have
I
I
created it.
have it on record. Shall I replay the tape?
Go ahead, replay it. I think so.
Don't make me replay this tape.
I'm just saying that that's a better idea
Yeah.
than Batman walking around with ears. You could do the same thing with a black mask over your face, or I used to say when the movie came out, I used to say that would have been a better story for the Punisher, a better idea for Punisher. That he's running around that black mask if it's real. But once you tried to explain to me why the ears exist, now I have to question your sanity altogether. So
Wait, they tried to explain the ears?
I think it has a radio in it. I wasn't know if that was that one or was it the one with Val Kilmer, but one of them has a radio. One of them explains that there's like antenna in the ears. And that's why he has room for that kind of stuff so he can hear the police chatter.
Hmm.
Again, man, that's what I'm saying. Why bother? Just make it spooky, make it
What's up,
cartoonish, and
Divinity?
we're good.
Let's say hi to some people. What's up, Kirby Divinity? Jude, his hair does what? His hair what? Back in high school, I used to take the Marvel Universe A to Z books and copy, not trace the characters onto 8.5 by 11 paper. I did that in middle school, bro. I actually sold some of those. Like I would trace those and then sell them at school.
Mm. Oh yeah,
$5 a pop, bro.
Wow, wow.
I was
You're a
making money
businessman.
in middle school.
Oh, I like your shirt, bro.
Oh, thank you all. NFTs are
Oh.
coming back.
Oh. Jude says that he could never get the rough drafts shapes to work out how John Buscema tried to teach me and how to draw comics the Marvel way. Actually, I don't know. It's funny because I was watching you do that there with the. I always try to draw each side individually. I never think to draw the scoop that you put there and then cut it out. That's good.
Wait, what?
You did the 2 U shapes to make the top of Wolverine's boot.
Oh.
And I was like, huh, that's a neat way to do it.
Well,
I never think of it like that.
I have shown you my secrets.
How do you do his mask consistently? Do you do the same thing?
I mirror it.
That looks like a 5-year-old did that.
I mirror it. That's my point. Is I use the mirror tool.
No. Yeah, okay. All right, fine. But that's not what you just did for the boot. You could have mirrored the boot. You didn't.
No.
What you did was cool. I'm just saying that I always mess up on the mask. I never know exactly what. I like how you have the black shapes on the side, which is interesting because typically, that's actually the way it's supposed to be. Huh. I don't remember what Wolverine looks like now. I
look like this, Bob. Got a problem.
That looks like a cool, interesting, original take on the mask. I like it.
I was trying to be slightly original.
Yeah, that has a little Lionel Francis U.
Yeah.
On the cutouts on the ear. But yeah, I like that. That's a cool idea.
Around the ears. Yes.
That's one of the reasons why I prefer the original costume. His Hulk 181. Is it 181? 188? 181?
181. It's actually 180, but nobody pays attention to that.
That's not what they consider the first appearance, though.
Because it's just a
panel.
One panel, yeah. It is his first appearance, but that's 180, and then 181 is the first one where he's in the whole thing.
So then, which one is why is the 181 more valuable?
Because it's his first full appearance.
I don't know about how I feel about that.
I don't either.
I like how much care you take on those lines, man. The feathering. You're very fast, but you're very careful. I like that. Yeah, that's how I draw it. I'm super loose, and oh my gosh, I got to get it done. I got 12 seconds.
I was commenting about that because I was watching Sandra Hope Inc. on Twitter, and she does these great lines, but oh my gosh, she's like,
oh, she's super careful.
She's hella careful, and I'm like, I would kill myself if I had to ink that slow.
Yeah, no. I like the idea that the inker's interpreting the pencils and they're putting their spin on it. But that's why it's important to have a good inker.
Yeah. That's why I ink myself, baby.
Yeah, same here. I remember, I've talked about this before. If you guys have heard me say this, then just tell me to stop. But I remember when I used to look for videos that John Buscema interviews.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, you lost the whole bottom leg. And I would wonder, man, why was he such a butt about that stuff? He was so angry about his inkers, and he was so like real anal about it. Well, it's because
didn't he have like Joe Sinnott inking him or something?
Yeah, but he there were certain ones that he loved, and then there were certain ones that he didn't care for. And I think the ones he didn't care for were the ones that would
destroy his artwork.
Yeah, like I think one of his favorite inkers, and it's not one of my favorites, was Ernie Chan on Conan. But I think it's because Conan according to the interviews I watched, that was supposed to be his favorite character to draw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because it was the most realistic one to him. That this guy was like just a real man in the world fighting with real fists and metal. That was his idea of genuine action and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But um but I didn't like Ernie Chan because his lines were so hairy. You know, he was very chick 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 chick, a lot of noise. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought that he kind of disrupted. And he always gave Buscema's characters big fat noses, like their nostrils were always flaring. It's not the most attractive part of us as
Hey, John.
humans. So that's the only thing that I didn't care for it with Chand. But he himself, his inking himself was amazing. Bob McLeod, as much as I like him, he's one of my favorite inkers, but he emerged a lot in Buscema's work. But I think he was good though. So I think Buscema respected him because he, even though it's like what's his name? Who's that other inker? Kevin Nolan. I love Kevin Nolan. I love Kevin Nolan's drawings. His art
Yeah,
is
I was
amazing.
thinking about him as an inker.
Yeah, he's inked a
Who did
lot of
who?
people. I've seen him ink
Wait, did he
over
ink John Byrne?
he may have.
I seem
He
to
may have.
remember something.
I think he started out as an inker and then became a penciler. And he's an incredible penciler. Very unique. So he was a premier in my opinion. I remember him on the New Mutants, on that Claremont run. But whenever he inks someone, he takes over, and it ceases to be that artist, and now it's Kevin Nolan. Bob McLeod,
Right.
Bob McLeod though, he's really good. He's a great inker. Um, but I do notice that but he just happens to be in the same kind of aesthetic family as John Buscema. I don't know what you would call that era of Marvel where it just Buscema kind of, you know how everybody for a while was trying to be Jack Kirby, then Buscema came along and he's like, "No, I'm just going to be me," and then everybody started being like him. I don't know what that is. Which
Is
I
that
think
that's the Bronze Age, isn't it?
I don't know. I can never be sure what the ages are. I know that Jack is silver, right? Was Kirby silver most of the time? Well, his
I would think
Fantastic Four
Kirby
is so.
was golden.
Well, he was in the Captain America, but not but Fantastic Four is silver, I think.
Hmm.
But then bronze, I would always, man, it's hard. Like, what do you think? What do you think Mike Zeck on Secret Wars is? Is that modern or
Oh,
bronze?
it's not modern now, is it?
Right, right. But that's only that we haven't given that era a name yet, though, right? That's the thing. It's still
I think
considered
that's
quote
what
unquote modern.
somebody was trying to say that was the Iron Age.
That's iron. Yeah.
Yeah, and that it's been, or it was what's his face, Roland Mann, my old editor. He was saying we've already got an Iron Age. We do. That was just the modern age to me growing up. So, but yeah, now
Yeah, yeah.
the modern age is garbage.
Dude, I like where this is going.
Maybe we
I
can
like.
call it the postmodern age.
Yeah, actually, that's a great term for it because it's just as crappy
Yeah,
as postmodernism.
you
Although
like
that's not true about all of it. Some postmodernism is okay. I just not all of it is great at all. I like this man a lot.
Yoda?
Yeah, that's an interesting detail that you're adding there. That you're creating like a little notch instead of a groove, or is it a groove and not a notch? Like it
Yeah,
just ends in the front of the boot versus continues inside the sole. That's an interesting take.
it could do
It
either.
does. It would grip on rock and mountainside. That's cool. Damn, Mike, this is cool.
I just want it to look good.
No, it does. I like how it flares to the base. That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah, I
That doesn't
wanted to
make
give him some just clod stompers, something he could just freaking smash heads with. Besides his claws.
Kirby says those are to rip the skin when he stomps someone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
His the soles of his shoes are actually made out of adamantium.
Although you created you created something weird there though. The bottom of the front of the sole is the top of the back sole. That doesn't make sense. It's an Escher drawing right now.
The bottom of
The bottom of the front of the shoe on the front of the sole. If you follow the line to the back, you made that the top of the back, the heel sole. You don't see it?
It's not the bottom. See, I just follow this line through here.
Okay. It wasn't there yet. I was like, oh, that's an interesting take
I
right there.
didn't want it to be there. It was implied.
Oh, I didn't see it that way.
I was implying.
Oh, is that your style? Is that what that is?
Golly. You don't have to draw every single line, Elliot.
Michael,
this guy.
You drawing all the notches or the grooves or whatever we call them.
That's different.
Oh, my bad. Where are the shoelaces on that? How do you put those on?
Shoelaces? How do you put them on?
I don't know.
They zip up the back, like those shoes from the 70s.
Gotcha.
So see, I'll put a little zipper back here.
I want to see every tooth on that zipper. The whole thing. I want to see the whole locking mechanism. These are great, man. This looks awesome.
Thank you.
But you created some new spots, new changes there in playing. So I wonder now I'm curious, like, okay, what's going to be black and what's not? You showed it, but I'm just curious. Oh, okay. To that front.
Yeah, I'm not going to change. It's just design in the leather. Or
the cap is black. Yeah. So. It almost looks like there would be like you've seen those futuristic style sneakers that have like an extra rubber on the back of the heel? It almost looks like it could have that.
Oh, like up here?
But it would come off of the heel, like it doesn't. No, it still feels like that even if you don't draw it. That's what's cool about this. Looks good. Okay, that's dynamite, man.
All right, I need to blacken in these things, which means I need to go back.
This should be named. Victor says this should be named "Making Fixing Injustice Tiny Crotches." I don't know if I understand what he just said.
I don't either.
John Min says, my new excuse for mistakes. It's implied.
That's right.
John's on my side.
What
are those lines for?
What do you mean? He's on my side. Oh, because I'm blacking these in.
Oh.
So I need to just know where my black area is so that I can render my lines out of it.
I wonder if the reason why I'm so weird about my inking is that I'm not really. I see that you're planning your shadows.
Yeah, I plan my shadows very basically. Like this is my shadow layer.
Yeah, but it's still pretty good though. That's still pretty intense. I'm still thinking about it as I do it, which takes a lot more time, I think.
So this would be my total. You mean as you build your shapes?
Yeah, I almost never think of it ahead of time. I just think of the contour first, and then I start going in, which I don't like it because it takes me. It's why I use a lot of white in the end too, especially digital. But even on my commissions and stuff, you'll see a lot more white because I'm still figuring that out as I move along. It's more extemporaneous, but I don't like it because it doesn't always work to my satisfaction. It always works. It's just not what I'm not always happy with it.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
When did you learn the word extemporaneous?
during my when I was studying a lot more about preaching, actually.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I learned it from Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yeah, the Steve Martin movie.
Oh, never saw it.
Really?
Yeah, I never
It's
saw it.
so good. It's so good. It's Cyrano de Bergerac, but in the 80s. And Steve Martin plays Cyrano.
The nose, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then his the suitor, I can't remember his name, the idiot, right? Who wants the
Hmm.
girl, who gets the
Hmm.
girl, who gets Roxanne. Um, she's trying to get him because she's convinced that he's eloquent and poetic and brilliant and all this stuff, and then he just wants to go to her house and get their groove on. And she's like, no, no, let's sit down and talk. It's like it's such an extemporaneous evening. And then he keeps using the word extemporaneous. It's like, tell me something. What do you feel? Tell me, describe the sunset. It's extemporaneous.
All I hear in my head is, I do not think you know what that means.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Yeah,
Sorry, derailed because you used extemporaneous. I love that
I
word.
know. Forgive me for using English.
I'm just
Sheesh.
saying.
Now I'm curious. See, there, I would have taken those lines the other direction and try to figure out where they're going to go. And I like what you're doing there. You're following the pattern, leaning down instead of going back up.
Right.
Now, why would you do that?
It's the same plane.
Okay. Well, it's kind of going in a different direction though now, isn't it?
Is
But
what?
that's what those lines do. Those lines help that out. Yeah, that's good. That's snazzy. Very snazzy.
I remember when Ben Herrera was talking to me one time, and he said the word annihilate, and I'm like, "Are you trying to say annihilate? Is that how you pronounce it?" Because you read annihilate a lot in comic books. That's one of the words,
Uh-huh.
but he'd never heard it out loud, so he read it the way it's spelled, and he'd always said annihilate. And I think he was in his 30s at this point.
Wow, that's an
Or
interesting way to
late
go.
late 20s, late 20s, I think.
I can understand that though. I totally get that.
Yeah. It's Edwin's like that. Edwin is so well read because he can speed read like a freaking book in 10 minutes, right?
Can he really
Um
speed read?
yeah, he
Legit?
speed reads like a freaking monster. But
Ah,
then
I've
once in a
always wanted
while
to
he'll
do that.
just say a word wrong and I'm like, "You've never heard that word out loud, have you?" It's like you just sped read it. You read it, you learned it, you know what it means, but you have no idea how it's pronounced.
Ah,
I find that common in book learners, whereas I might not know how to spell a thing, but damn it, I know what it means
yeah.
because I'm an audio learner. So it's just funny.
How do you do you speed read? I bet you do, right?
I'm not terribly good at it, but yeah, I can skip a lot of words and get the gist of my reading comprehension wouldn't be as good as Edwin's, but he
Hmm.
can go through pages at a time. I can't. I can skip words as I'm reading and just get the gist of what I'm reading. But yeah,
I don't know why I never could figure it out. I haven't
it takes
I haven't
practice.
act. Huh?
It takes practice.
Does it?
Yeah. So if you read like just skimming stuff really fast, um, and then you go back and you read it again, right? You're trying you're skipping the ises and the does. Really, I mean, the English language, like it says, my English is disappearing, but I did not even know what that word meant beforehand, right? Really, it's like English disappearing, not know word meant, right?
Hmm.
You can like skim that, and if you practice skimming and you do it enough, then when you go back to try to read at normal speed, your speed is faster because your brain is automatically like skipping the nonsense words.
I kind of like what Victor just said. What's the joy in that? I do agree with that. Like I like.
Depends on what you're reading.
Yeah. I like reading a lot. Like I like the act of reading. I'm not
Right.
I
If you're
don't
reading for pleasure, then just skimming through stuff isn't the point.
right. But
Right.
that's what's useful about like reading documents and stuff.
Right.
Although I find that when I try to skim through emails, I almost always forget something. Whenever I'm reading a brief for a project, I'll always have to go back and apologize. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it the first time I read it because I thought I got it, and then I realized, oh, he did say or she did say to do this or that, but I didn't see it. Ah, dang it!
What?
Dang it! No, I'm just saying that's what happens to me. I'm left feeling foolish because I didn't read it something, or at least looking foolish because I didn't. How stupid are you? I said it there. Why would you not read the stupid email?
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm an
get that.
idiot.
I do that.
Dang, Mike, that looks great.
It's just a bit inking.
That's a snazzy Wolverine.
Wolverine.
So what were your thoughts when you were developing this look? What was the? I know you were trying to do something different than what they did. They obviously didn't do Wolverine. They did
Right.
Joe, the barber or something.
Yeah. So I wanted to do something that was more classically Wolverine, obviously recognizably Wolverine. Using the kind of costume elements that I loved, which is the brown and orange costume. I've never been a fan of the gold and blue one. I don't understand that color scheme for Wolverine.
Mm.
And then other than that, I was trying to use some of I wanted it to look like it would fit in the Rivals universe because they do have a overall style. I was
Mm-hmm.
calling it mech tech, right? When you do these big, bulky kind of belts
Mm-hmm.
and shoulder pads and stuff like that. But I don't want to go crazy because they went mecha crazy on some of that stuff. You should
Yeah, I was just gonna look
see
it
it,
up right
man.
now.
It's crazy. Look at the Punisher. They have a Punisher who's like a full-on freaking mech, which is an awesome looking character, but it's not the Punisher.
Now, see, I don't understand. I don't know anything about this. Is this a console game or is this what is this?
That's on computer.
So it's a battle like a battle royale type game.
It's a hero shooter, so it's 5x5 teams.
Oh, I see. It's hard. I see what they're trying to do with Iron Man. I don't. He's a hard character to do because he's already designed like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're losing it, well, not always, I guess. This is actually pretty cool. I like. So you had asked earlier, like, why would those things be on the hand instead of
Yeah.
the glove? Well, I also wonder why was it in the glove in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. It's how does if his hand is constantly moving and shifting, how does the claws pop in exactly the same spot on the glove every time? Because that's fabric. So if your hand is turning, you could potentially turn against where those metal things go. So his claws wouldn't always pop in the same spot.
Maybe they're magnetic and they're stuck to where they belong.
Maybe. But I could see why they went that way, though. I bet you that was a conversation. They probably said, well, it kind of lends itself to this aesthetic. So why not have him do it? Like, yeah, okay. I could buy that for $1. Now I want to see all the characters. Is it an art of book? This is fun.
There's a I don't know, I went through it all on my earlier episode.
Man, even the Hulk has something there.
Yeah, the Hulk has the mech tech belt.
But why? What does he need that for?
I
I like
don't know,
it.
but he's got it on his banner, so I don't know if it does anything like to like turn him into the Hulk or what, but
You know what's
yeah.
funny, Mike? I think I like this stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. I just there's some characters that I'm like, that looks cool, but it's not the character. Like the Punisher. The Punisher is not the Punisher.
I haven't gotten to him yet. I'm right now. I saw Doctor Strange looks interesting. Hulk, questionable. Iron Man with a giant triangle. That's interesting. Looks like the Superman S when it gets bigger. This Captain America, I'm not a fan of.
No.
We should redesign him tomorrow.
We haven't done Captain America since the first episode.
Really?
Oh, I don't know if I can do tomorrow because my nephew's coming in. He's gonna be
Oh,
3 weeks in a row.
I talked to
Wow.
Larry earlier. He was like, "So did I miss something last week?" No, Mike just didn't care about us.
Okay, tell you what. I'll give you the keys to the house. If I can't make it, you go ahead and run the show.
Doesn't Jeff do that for you too?
Oh yeah.
Jeff can ramp it up. Hey, so you know what's the problem with Captain America is the movie version is what this is. So I could see their challenge here. Like, man, the better version of this concept for Cap is already in the MCU. Oh, look at Black Panther. That's interesting.
Yeah, they mech teched his necklace. It's like giant.
He's got feathers all over the place, or fur or something. Oh, is that Magneto? I feel like Magneto doesn't need all that, right? Like Magneto is the one character that like he should be practically naked all the time because nothing can hurt him. He's got a force field around him. I know. I don't mean that he should be naked. I'm saying he should wear clothing. I'm just saying that he can have the least amount of he doesn't need armor.
No.
And his armor's all dinged up, which again is very cool looking, but it doesn't really make sense. But I do like this logo though. It matches their design aesthetic as well. It looks like something Madureira designed for them, huh? I wonder if he had a hand in this.
Oh, that's a good question.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, what's he up to?
I think he's still part of the company he started or was part of. I think it's called Airship something or Airship Syndicate or something like that. He he's designed he designed stuff for the Darksiders trilogy,
Sure.
quadrilogy. He did they made a game that was like a it was basically Final Fantasy. You know how he was a big fan of Final Fantasy. He made a Final Fantasy kind of game for Battle Chasers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's when I say it's pretty good, it's cool because it looks like his artwork moving
Right.
around and doing stuff. But it's
Which looks like what they tried to do with this.
kind of yeah. See, I just saw Wolverine and I'm thinking I don't like this Wolverine at all.
Yeah, the show I was doing earlier, we actually voted who to do first. And so it was this.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe always wanted to do video games right from the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah. Clearly, comics was his second choice. There's nothing wrong with that. That makes sense.
Comics was his like right out of high school job.
Yeah. I don't begrudge him at all. I like the Storm. I like when they add a little more stuff to normal basic costumes. It's like what I was doing, that thing I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it like that outfit. I was thinking more of it being more like a what do you call it? Like what they use for the design aesthetic they use for like ice skating, like speed skating outfits, or even diving outfits, stuff that has that follows the shape of the human body a little more closely. I really dig that aesthetic a lot. Oh, I like this a lot. There's a gold Iron Man He's got gold and gray. Was really gray and gold, and then there's little touches of red around that. That's pretty cool. I like this a lot. Oh, I hope there's an art book for this. I'd like to study it.
I think some of it is overwrought.
Yeah.
Like I get what they're trying to go for, like sort of the Ryan Menderling, Andy Park movie design aesthetic, but then they use it in a way that just doesn't make sense.
You see that Thor?
Which version?
Well, there's one that he's got, again, to your point, I don't know that it is the character, but he's got the wings coming off of like a headband. And then his hair is exposed. This is pretty nice. But it's, again, these are great ideas for somebody else, which is why I just like them as ideas.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is interesting. Why would Moon Knight be dressed like this?
Exactly. That was one of the ones that I'm like, what the heck?
It's
there
cool.
There better be a backstory. Right. It's cool, and it's a cool looking character, but it's not Moon Knight.
Again, like, it's hard because I appreciate the overall effort. I just don't understand the point. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you feeling me?
Yeah. What? Hulk is wearing armor? Oh, wow. And who's this guy, Jeff? This little shark guy, like a shark dog. What's that? You not heard about this guy?
I think it might be from Gwenpool or something.
Oh, he's cute. I like him. I want to stuff that toy of that.
You want to stuff the toy where?
What? That's not what I said, Michael.
I mean, I'm just going by what it sounded like.
I understand that's because your head is in the proverbial gutter.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. It's extemporaneous. This is a nice like poster, like the one side fighting against the other side concept. Wow, I think I have a new this. You know what this kind of feels like to me? It also feels a little bit like that, which I have to see the second season now. That thing on Netflix, Arcane. Have you seen that?
I have not seen it yet.
You got to see that, Michael.
I got time for no cartoons.
You see other cartoons?
What are you calling me out?
No, I'm calling you down.
You calling me out, ese?
Orale, vato. I'm falling in love with this stuff. Again, not for the purposes. I like the style of the art in general.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's a good looking game.
It's like modern Joe Mad. What everyone's trying to do when they're trying to imitate him still. Isn't that interesting how, I still do it too, even to some degree, how he's still that impactful on the art or the comic art culture, that he still has like a bit of a influence on everybody's aesthetic.
Yeah.
I do it now, not even realizing I'm doing it. Like a lot of the shapes that I picked up along the way, the shapes of the faces and heads and the distance in the eyes, it's just such a, I guess this is what those people say when they say, oh, I like Jim Lee for those reasons. Like, no, it's not the same.
It's like Scotty.
Scotty Pippen?
Scotty Young? Scotty Young is the Joe Mad. All the jobs that Joe Mad would have gotten.
Scotty Young? You think?
You think?
No, Scotty Young is the.
Oh no, I'm thinking John Boy. John
Boy Meyer. Yeah. He's similar. He's not quite as tight though. Like Joe Mad's well. I remember a lot of the conversation surrounding Joe Mad was that he wasn't a very good storyteller comic book wise. He would sometimes, and I think it's because he wasn't he didn't take it seriously as a craft. So he was really just drawing a bunch of cool pictures, which is good enough. But when you're really talking about the craft, the storytelling, and leading the eye to the paper, to the page, and all that stuff, he wouldn't really do it very well because he would sometimes resort to arrows. That's like a big no. But man, you couldn't argue with the aesthetic was just so gorgeous, like such
Yeah.
a cool thing. I didn't honestly, I didn't even recognize it. I am surprised that more people didn't start doing it too, though, because I could almost see that happening. A bunch of people, hey, I want to start throwing arrows to show you where to read. Like, no, don't do that. That's no bueno.
It's there's a couple artists of what I would call legendary status who I'll just say storytelling was not their strong suit.
Wow, Mike, you said that out loud and not expecting me to ask who.
Because I'm not gonna say it.
I know it's me. I know. But
All right, I'll type it in the private chat.
I'm legendary status. Oh man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think you're right. But that particular artist's aesthetic is so pleasing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's
yeah,
legendary, right? Legendary status.
I agree.
I wouldn't really want you doing my storyboards.
Yeah. I remember at the tail end of that person's original stint,
Terrible.
I remember like
terrible.
I didn't know what was going on at all.
Yeah, but it looked so good.
It looked good. It's like that too for me for a while was like Chris Bacalo.
Really? Because he got so like fancy with his layouts.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
I just got lost.
Great.
Yeah, I just don't know what is happening.
What the hell is happening?
It looked like the fine art interpretation.
Mountain Pass music. If you don't know by now, I would never, ever in a freaking billion years put EVS into anything near legendary status. But I agree, his storytelling also sucks.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other bag of angry cats. Okay, I just saw the Punisher.
Alpha Proto, you have been batting 0 today. What do you mean Joe Mad's art reminds you of the Kubert brothers?
No.
What are you even smoking?
No way. No, Joe Mad's art was highly inspired by Arthur Adams.
Yep.
Comic wise, but more precisely, I think it's that guy. I forget what he calls himself. He's a Japanese artist that worked on the Capcom stuff.
I was just gonna say the Capcom. It was him and Ed. They were freaking full on just Capcom junkies.
Yeah. And then if you were gonna go further with that examination, I would also include the artist, not all the Final Fantasy stuff. Was it Final Fantasy VII where they had the Cloud had the big giant sword and he was a little chibi looking version, and they had that big black guy with the Gatling gun arm. That whole aesthetic, and you see it, he carried it through. There's another artist on the Darksiders, but I have the Art of the Darksiders books. His name is, I think, Paul Richards. He's got a weird, sexy thing going on in some of his art, but man, is he excellent.
He's
like that.
Sexy thing.
He takes it a little far.
Yeah,
he's a not safe for work kind of guy. But man, is he good. He is great. And especially in those books, you can see what he does. Most of the work, it was like, you could see he's slightly different from Joe. He has his own Bengus. That's it, Alpha Proto. Bengus, I think is the name. Like, what is going on with Namor? Why does he look like this?
That's one of the ones.
Oh, you better redesign him quickly, sir. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this Tonka truck looking Logan. I don't know how I feel about that. Those arms are too huge. It's like that Batman. Have you seen another version? By the way, I heard that Superman is pretty good. That whatever it's supposed to be called.
Ultimate or not ultimate?
Yeah, whatever it's considered.
Yeah.
I like this. I like what I'm seeing. I just don't know if I haven't read it yet. Man, this Moon Knight's dope, man. He's a dope looking character.
Isn't Moon Knight.
He just isn't Moon. You know what this almost feels like? This almost feels like, yeah, like you said, like the guys from Overwatch designed these characters.
Yeah.
Because he looks like that one guy in Overwatch that has the black hood with the black mask. He's a dope looking character
Reaper.
though.
Yeah.
Reaper, yeah. He looks like a white Reaper. Ha! That sounds funny saying it out loud.
Except there's a black colored version of him.
Yeah, then
I said black and colored.
Look what you did. Look what you did. So this Wolverine, okay, this Wolverine reminds me of the movie version that they just had in the Deadpool series, but I still don't like it because it looks over the top, like unnecessary. Like, what did those straps do? They don't do nothing.
They don't do nothing for nothing.
Hawkeye, though,
Right, merging.
pretty cool.
Merging.
You're merging layers.
Merging layers.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
select.
But see, your design doesn't match the aesthetic that they're trying to do here. No, I'm saying that this bulky over like mech tech. I like that's a nice term for it. Like what you said.
The mech tech. Mech tech.
So here's another problem. So I'm looking at Cap back to back with Winter Soldier, and I'm thinking you just took away whatever was cool about Winter Soldier by making everybody Winter Soldier this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's Jean Grey. She's kind of cool.
Jean Grey.
Yeah, but I don't know why she's got. Are shoulder pads coming out again for women? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. I hope.
Do you
not.
see it too? Like almost a return of it?
No.
This is weird though. Like she's got like horny looking shoulder pads. They come out conically. I don't know how I feel about that. This Venom looks great.
But it just looks like Venom.
I have a hard time with Venom drawing him.
Do you?
He's a challenging character for me. I almost never draw him the same twice.
Freaking Joe Mad's Venom is so good.
The one, the
best. Joe Mad Appreciation Hour for everyone, in case you're wondering.
I know, right? I'm a simp for him. You know who else I love? I love the sculptors, the Shiflett brothers, and their interpretation of Venom. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah, I like this stuff a lot. Yeah, you should definitely check out Arcane, man. I think the second season just came out. Or is about to drop. I think it just came out. The art is gorgeous. The art is gorgeous. So good.
I think maybe I watched some of the first one. I don't remember.
You know, it was of all the modern, dare I say, woke type of content, I felt like it was the most tolerable because it actually had a good story. And so it wasn't really woke.
Wasn't it a bunch of different stories? Wasn't it an anthology series?
No, it was about there are a bunch of characters, but it's really a family story about this girl and her sister. And the sister went away for a while. I think she was in prison. And so she was not there to protect her younger sister from getting involved with the wrong crowd. And so she ends up getting, there's a big conflict there. But when you watch something like that anymore, you're always kind of like, oh, what's it going to turn into? Oh gosh, here we go. You want to enjoy it for the art or whatever, but you always run into something like that. Man, for me, it worked out really well. It was a really well done, well crafted story. It wasn't an anthology. There was just a bunch of interesting dynamics in the narrative.
Oh, okay. Is it different artists?
No, same team. I think it was a French studio.
Oui?
Yeah, or Canadian or something like that. Oh,
Uh-huh.
man, I'm really enjoying this stuff, Mike. Thanks for turning me on to this.
Sure.
This is cool.
If you got time, maybe you should do some redesign videos.
Yeah, well, there you go. I should make time for it, I guess. This is an interesting Thor. This is like the MCU Thor. It's overdone though. Overdone. I still like it, but it's not for the character. Ooh, what's this? Oh, another Iron Man. Golden armor Iron Man. And white suited Storm. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, see, she's got the weird horny shoulder pads too. And who's this guy?
Yeah, you know what's funny is like I'm really hoping this series does well for me. Because
It's fun.
because I'd love to just sit here and redesign Marvel characters over and over again.
Mm.
I totally screwed up. I didn't do the rest of his leg.
Oh, the black?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got so caught up, man. You got so caught up in the boot.
I got caught up in the boat. I did.
Yeah, I like this. This is snazzy.
I like it.
Is that Ghost Rider?
Oh, do they have a Ghost Rider too?
It may be a. It's a fan art. They're trying to do it. This doesn't quite work. I'm so bougie when it comes to this stuff. It's not the same, Michael.
I know, right?
I think they are playing in our sandbox. I don't think so.
What do they think? They're professionals or something?
How dare they? All right, cool, man. This is good stuff. I'm always happy to see excellent stuff.
Yeah.
This is excellent. Is it the characters? There's that. But it's still dope, though, man. It's still dope. That Punisher looks awesome. You know who's got a good style that's kind of reminiscent of this
Style.
This overall style is the Joe Matt look is Eddie Nunez. Have you heard of him? He did a lot of stuff for the He-Man cartoon that Kevin Smith worked on.
Oh, okay. I know there's a dude who draws just like Joe. And Joe hired him to do Battle Chasers.
You talking about the recent continuation of Battle Chasers?
Yeah.
I don't think he looks like Joe at all. Yeah, you think he does?
I mean, that's why Joe hired him, right?
No, he looks different from him. The one that looked really good. You know what? Maybe I missed a couple of issues there. That's why I don't know. The one who looked really good, who's actually evolved into quite the of all those guys who cloned him.
Roger Cruz.
Roger Cruz, man. His stuff is dynamite now, man. His aesthetic. He went more angular, and he just kills it, man. He's got this great look. I'm so impressed with his work.
All right, here's a question.
Yeah.
This is a helmet.
Uh-huh.
Do I give him flesh around the eyes or black around the eyes?
So I like the idea of black.
I mean, it would be blue, but
well, I'm thinking about how Batman wears the black makeup underneath the cowl.
Yeah, but that's because he's goth, bro.
He is so goth.
Wolverine wouldn't wear makeup.
I mean, all right. So you're doing a lot of the shapes, right? And that's different from you're following a similar pattern but different, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? What I think your thing can, where yours stuff can bridge a little closer to this art direction might be in the textures that you could add. Like you might want to find some carbon fiber textures to include, or those cool techie honeycomb patterns that you'll see sometimes. They use it in here too. That'd be pretty cool
Oh
to
yeah, I know what
to
you're
use it
talking
throughout to get that overall look. Oh, I see. You had that on alpha lock, that layer.
about. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice, Michael.
I don't know what alpha lock means, but yes.
You locked down the layer.
Snap.
Not at all.
I mean, I have it selected. Can't you see the selection?
No, you could have just locked the layer. Is that on? Is all the color on one layer?
No.
Oh, well, then don't worry about it. Yeah, it is. It's all on one layer right now.
Brown is one layer.
Oh, okay. I see you clicking.
These other colors are one layer.
I got you.
Ooh,
I like it.
Black and yellow Wolverine. All right.
I thought you were going to do I thought this when I first looked at it, I thought you were going to do black and gray, like his X-Force costume.
No.
I like the homage to Paul Smith's.
It's John Burns.
Oh, it is. You're right. He designed that, right?
Yep.
Wait. So when did he? Oh, he. Wait. When does he first appear that way? Then
in the brown costume.
Yeah. I thought it was Paul Smith's run.
No. Around the Alpha Flight time, I think, when Alpha Flight came into X-Men, John Byrne was drawing it. Maybe.
Yeah. Let me look it up.
Okay.
First appearance. Wolverine. Brown.
Dang.
Costume. First appearance of Wolverine's brown costume. Just before his second encounter with Wendigo, Wolverine debuted another one of his most iconic looks, his brown costume in Uncanny X-Men 139.
Wendigo, that would be the Alpha Flight. Right?
I don't know.
Wendigo was with when the Alpha Flight made an appearance, wasn't it?
It says here 1963. That's not right. That's 1983, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing. Did you hear about that that gal from The View? She how she commented that she was trying to prove a point against President-elect Trump, saying that that Woodrow Wilson had pardoned somebody. And it was something the butts or something. Hunter the butts.
What?
She got the answer from ChatGPT, and I'm like, another shining example of how we're not quite there yet. You know, I never had this issue. Oh man, you know what? That's probably something I'm going to want to do now. If I ever get into collecting again, I think I'm going to start collecting X-Men comics from the 80s.
Yeah.
I would love to do that because, yeah, I see a picture of it here. Especially this John Byrne run. I saw it. Like, I have the Sal Buscema run of Hulk. That's my favorite Hulk in comics. I love other artists' Hulk, but that was the one that convinced me that he was a monster. So I've always kind of stuck to that. But my favorite interpretation of the X-Men was Burns. And so I like to collect first as that. Like I'm actually thinking about continuing my collection of the Hulk as a fan, as a collector. But this X-Men run, man, these covers are so iconic.
I know,
They're
right?
so perfect.
So good.
Wow, man. They're so good. Like this here where you've got Kitty, she's in the middle, and you've got the polar bear. It's like telling, gosh,
You mean
man.
the Wendigo?
It's this is number 139 I'm looking at right now. The Wendigo one is 140. And he's wearing the brown suit. Fist to fist with the savage fury of Wendigo. Yeah, man.
Wendigo.
That's so good, man. And Byrne,
Yeah.
what I loved about Byrne was that
Dude, you know who owned, the double page spread, the opening double page spread where Wendigo's swinging and freaking Wolverine's going flying.
that's a cover.
You say no? It's a double page spread on the interior.
Really?
Yeah,
I gotta look for that.
Alex Garner owns that.
Oh, really?
He got it in what year was it? Like mid 90s. He got it for $500.
Wow.
I know, dude.
Wow.
I was there that day. That was the same day I got my Oh no, it had to be later than that.
Are you sure that that's the cover? That's not the.
Open it up. There's a double page spread of Wendigo fighting with the whole.
Well, I don't have it. I'm looking at the.
Oh.
I don't own the issue. That's what I'm saying. I gotta start collecting these guys. They're expensive though, right?
Oh yeah.
These well, the original art is, of course, but I mean even the comics. I'm hoping I'll find because I know that's iconic. I want to see it. The other double page spread that's a big deal, I think, is the one before 139 where you see the danger room and they're fighting in there.
Yeah.
An angel is zipping through the little.
Gosh. How about the one where Colossus is pulling up the tree by the root?
Yes.
So rad.
Then my next, right shortly after, is the then there's the Paul Smith run, which is another spectacular run of X-Men with all the most beautiful. Like there's some colors choices that were used in printing back then. There's the one where you see, I think Cyclops is wrestling with an octopus or something.
That wasn't Paul Smith.
Who did that?
John Romita Jr.
I always do that, but I think that's because at the time I think he was transitioning.
He was aping. That was the first full issue with John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
The 275 was the issue where John Romita Jr. does like the second half of the book, and then I was like, "Damn it, you ripped me off with this not Paul Smith crap."
But the colors though were very similar in that to all the other ones that came out around that time. They were just so different, so special. Like I have here a copy of what the hell is that? Let me grab it real quick. It's a New Mutants number 4. Look at this art, dude. Oh, it's up here. I thought I was looking at the wrong spot. This cover is gorgeous.
Who is that?
Oh man, I want to say Bob McLeod. Yeah, it's Bob McLeod. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He kills it in this book, man.
I love the New Mutants. I love the New Mutants, man.
This is such an iconic image from that time. And if it's like it just was captivating and the colors were rich. And a lot of it is because they're not like there's very limited modeling in the color. Their hair is blue, like typical, like dark hair.
It was all color sets, dude.
But what makes things darker, there's just slight shadow colors, and all it is just they use Zipatone. Man, there's a lot of Zipatone these days. A lot of Zipatone. Oh. And that's all you need, man. That's all you need. You don't need all this, in my opinion, all this highfalutin over rendered stuff. But remember the famous the Walter Simonson's Uncanny X-Men with the New Mutants? I'm sorry, and the Teen Titans?
Yes.
Another one.
Love that.
There's some interesting stuff going on in the bird in the phoenix, but it's almost all just flat color. And I think that's why it pops so well. It just looks like a t-shirt, looks like something that just pops right out because it's so bright.
It's one of
Everything,
those
every
books that you'll never see because Marvel and DC can't agree to republish it.
hmm I have a copy of it myself, but what's another great cover? Another great one was the one where Colossus he's being burned at the stake.
Oh yeah,
Oh, and all
dude.
that is,
X-Man No More, or the one where Cyclops is quitting the X-Men.
yeah, he's just walking away. That's the
Yeah.
Paul Smith one, right?
No, that's John Byrne.
Damn. They're all, you know what? Let's just admit that whole run, all that. John
Yep.
Burns, Paul Smith, to even John Romita. John Romita, I love
Nope.
John Romita's
Sorry.
Junior's run.
Nope. Sorry.
I do.
I can't go there with you.
I do. That hit me right at the right spot. Like that was like, oh, because I got in the tail end of John Byrne stuff. Then I get into like I never owned this copy of 139. I never owned. Look at that. Welcome to the X-Men, Kitty Pryde. Hope you
Hope you
survive the
survive the
experience.
experience.
That's some dope stuff right there, man.
Yeah.
That one. Let's see. 126. This is Cockrum.
And then
The Daz.
the Kitty Pryde issue, the Professor Xavier is a jerk image.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh yeah, this is what I was thinking about. I always think it's Paul Smith. Yeah, it is a John Byrne. It has the different covers in the background.
Yeah.
And Scott's walking away with his duffel bag over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, take off your mask. You look like an idiot. No one's going to take you seriously out there with blue spandex on and yellow underwear. But that's dope, man. It's funny. This is kind of the stuff we were talking about last week. Remember, I was bringing up the whole discussion of like what made some of these older comics so wonderful, and so much of the story was told in one sitting.
Dude, what
This,
about the one I ripped off, the Scott holding Phoenix? I know he ripped it off from Crisis, but still.
wait, did he? Is that the same?
I
That's right
think
here.
Perez did it first, yeah.
Oh yeah. I think one of the ones before that was when they're kind of like side to side, and they're Scott's shooting off a beam, and she's trying to use her power. Then he dies. Then she dies, or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was on the Sheer,
That was the
the
one.
Dark Phoenix saga and the Shi'ar trial.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah, no kidding. We're arguing. I don't care. Because every time we discuss it, I just get pumped up. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember that. And a lot of it is because it's
You're
coming
like,
from
I
my
remember why I loved comics.
yeah, dude. This is why I got into this. Oh, what's this one? This is a Cockrum? No, this is Byrne, I think. The one where Colossus is pushing back the metal thing that's about to crush him.
Oh yeah, that's Byrne.
Yeah, 122. I had this issue when the first appearance of Rogue, or not. Is it first appearance when the Welcome to the X-Men Rogue? Was that her first appearance?
Was that the one she's running and it's drawn by Simonson, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's Simonson. Yeah. See, I used to say Simonson also, but then everybody corrected me and said Simonson, so now I say Simonson.
That's fine.
I always thought Simonson made more sense. There were some duds in the X-Men though, too. Some like I'm looking at this X-Men annual, but annuals were always kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Which is this one here. This is, I think, Cockrum was good, man. I didn't respect Cockrum at all.
I didn't either.
But in retrospect, I'm like, oh, he's like the Kurt Swan of Marvel Comics. His stuff was clean and tight. It just wasn't as exciting. Now when I look at Kurt Swan on Superman, I really kind of appreciate him. He's still not like a big influence on me, but I still enjoy his work. I can appreciate his work a lot more.
I appreciate Cochrum's costumes.
Yeah. He was fancy. Don't you feel robbed that we didn't get enough of Thunderbird?
We
He
got
was
him
the
later.
coolest. He was the coolest looking X-Men in that first lineup. He was I was like really, because of the things I read in blue, those primary colors like that. There's a perfect
So you
combination.
must have been super stoked when Rob Liefeld revived his costume.
Mm, you mean when he came on the X Factor or whatever it was,
X Force.
X Force? I honestly, I didn't like him back then either. I wanted to like Liefeld, but I think he was important to the movement that was happening at the time. Remember the Levi's commercial
Yep.
with when he was in there. I remember thinking, I remember my dad calling me over, Elliot, you have to see this, you have to see this. So I went over there and I look at this, and he's showing me this great commercial, a Levi's commercial with him. And look, he's a young guy. Well, there's a reason why, because he was young, he didn't know what he was doing. But man, do I appreciate that now, though. And so I appreciate his involvement. It was critical, I think, to where comics would go, but I think so much of it it's just so bad. It's hard to really appreciate him and give him his due credit.
He's so much better now.
He is. He is. And
I
and
mean,
I will
think about
say,
a guy who could have just, you know, sat on his ass and just said, "Oh, I'm good enough. I'm Rob Liefeld." And
yeah,
you'd think out of all the guys in Image, he would have been the one to act like that. And instead, he sat down and he got better. I like his work now.
I what I like about his work now is that he's exciting, and that I can never take away from him. He is one of the most exciting looking artists out there. Not him, but his artwork. When I see his work, I get pumped up. Even though I know I don't care for it, I think it's for what I was just describing as for what it represents. But man, like I'm looking at this panels here that Paul Smith did. He was so mature.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was looking at a real artist back then when I saw
Yeah.
Paul Smith.
Well, Paul was an animator.
Was he?
That's why his character's movements
Oh,
were so fluid.
yeah, I can see that
Right. Remember
now.
the danger room scene where Scott is like trying to they all think that Scott is they think he's Dark Phoenix. Remember? So he's trying to escape all of because the mastermind has the X-Men convinced that Scott is Dark Phoenix, and so they're all chasing him, trying to kill him.
I don't remember that.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was in
Yeah,
that. I think it was in 175 maybe. It was like one of the last issues that Paul did, but it's just the fluidity of movement when he's just like ducking and dodging and freaking rolling through. I always appreciated his storytelling so much.
when did Paul Smith start? When did that issue come out?
His issue, I don't know. My first X-Men issue was his when Storm with Storm and the Brood on the cover. Storm was turning into a brood.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I didn't collect X-Men that way. I would when I this is around the time I started collecting, and so I remember collecting Burns' work. Maybe his first time seeing his work was other my friends collected. It was like the way it was in the old days, where some of us would collect some of them.
Yeah, and then we'd all just read them.
Yeah, my buddy Nicholas collected X-Men. I got
Yeah,
Alpha Flight.
my friend, I can't even remember which friend. One of my friends had all the Teen Titans, so I didn't have any of them, but I read them all.
But there were some holes. Like there was some stuff I didn't read in Paul Smith's run. But I remember looking at all the artwork, but I don't remember reading it all because I didn't always have access because it was always somebody else's book, so I didn't get to read it. I would just get to look at it, at school or whatever. And I remember his work, and I remember if I saw the art, I'd be like, "Oh yeah," but I don't remember the story that well.
Hmm.
The Brood was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
but it's actually only a couple of issues, right? It's not even that long of a storyline. All of this stuff
Yeah,
is like
with the
that.
Starjammers and everything.
Hmm. Now I'm all pumped up, so I'm like, oh, the Brood are clearly the alien xenomorphs. Like, oh yeah, that's dope. Look at that, Michael. That looks awesome, man.
Thank y'all.
I like how you incorporated the blue, so you got a little bit of all the colors, the blue and yellow and brown and yellow.
Blue and yellow, brown and yellow.
Now, is it brown and yellow or brown and orange?
Brown and goldenrod.
That's what I thought. I always felt like it was still in the family of yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All of this was so good. Even the advertisements were great back then.
Yeah.
Even that. There was so much. It was so not just aesthetically pleasing, but they were doing a hell of a job in selling the product. The typography was excellent in these things. I'm looking at this Lego ad for some kind of one of those building like a construction vehicle, like a bulldozer or something. Gorgeous. Like it was eye-catching. Like, wow, what is going on here? So excellent. Anyway,
Now everything sucks.
it's not that everything sucks, but it definitely shows how less we're just settling for less in our product stuff.
We just need Jim Shooter to be in charge of Marvel again. That's all.
Yeah, sure. I'll take that. I don't know if he would still someone like him. He probably is too old now. He probably doesn't know what he does.
Past his prime.
Alpha
That guy
Protocol
though, man,
keep him alive.
he goes from creating the golden age of Marvel Comics to creating Valiant, and those books were so good when Jim was in charge, and then like just screwed over. I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely um like I subscribe to his perspective on most of these things now. And but I didn't know that that was what I was doing back then. I didn't know. But now, based on what we were discussing last week, uh, after or whenever we last streamed, I'm convinced that that's the right way to go for most of what I want to do, which is that short form.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that it's deceiving if you think it's easier. It's not easier. The writing of something like that requires it's very deliberate, and the temptation is to think that, oh, it's so easy, man, anybody could write that. No, not anybody could write that. But if you know what you're doing, it's like your art. It's you're fast at it. If you know what you're doing, you could be fast and kill it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's that form of that bombastic dialogue in comics back then. That's partly what left the imprint on us. You know, some of the cool phrasing that Stan would use, or
Annihilation.
exactly. Do you think that Claremont, he was very wordy, but
Yeah.
but he had a similar, I think he had that vibe to his work, right? Like he would write like he just wrote more of it. But he had, in my opinion, he wrote
I don't
his
know. I don't. I think Jim Shooter was more like Stan Lee.
Shooter. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Claremont, I think, was on a different level. On X-Men, at least, I think X-Men was very much superhero soap opera. You know, he always
Maybe
had so much going on with like plots and subplots and relationships and all that kind of stuff.
maybe that's the same difference, right? Like maybe the format of the soap opera was the, I mean, think about it. like soap operas still exist. Some of them do. If you look at, like, for example, one of the things I think is successful about Hallmark movies,
I knew you were gonna say Hallmark movies.
you don't have to like them, but you
I
can't
know
deny
you. I know you.
it's because their format is so basic, it's so core. You're not their storytelling is so iconic for that customer. So when they're getting what they get, my wife says it all the time. I say that they're just Christmas ornaments for your TV. When you get that like basic format for storytelling, you could tell the exact same story over and over again, and it means it has the exact same punch every time. It's heartwarming. It feels good. It's a great formula. That being said, so I'm a fan of formulas, right? I like the idea of repeatable success. Why did the MCU fall apart? Is it because they had a formula, or because they left the formula? What do you think about that? I guess that would assume that you agree that, well, one, that the formula was good in the first place, which I think it was. But then it became same, right? Everything was exactly the same. But that's what works for Hallmark. Why doesn't it work for MCU? Maybe because those characters are supposed to be
when
different,
do
right?
you feel like the MCU fell apart? I'll tell you what. In part, Marvel fell apart because a lot of the talent left.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I
Go on.
mean, visually, everybody wanted to go work at Image. And, God bless the Kuberts for sticking it out at Marvel, but I was never a huge fan of them. And I just felt like they couldn't compete with the Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri era X-Men stuff. So, and then after that, I don't know. I think I was always the artist's, collector. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same
when the
here.
artists weren't producing, the kind of stuff I wanted to see, I'd have to go to Dark Horse or Image to get those guys. And then, so story wise, I couldn't really tell you. I know, um, a lot of the guys stayed there, and freaking Image wasn't Image for writers. That was Malibu, was Image for writers, right? So I don't know, to me, I think that's when, if what you're talking about with the soap opera level and all that stuff, that would be something I would chalk up to writers um, losing whatever the vision is. But I wouldn't know because I didn't stick around to read those, because my favorite artists had left.
Well, I think objectively, though, you can say that that format, because we've had this conversation before about what made comics great, let's say in the 80s, and even spilling over into the 90s, definitely in the 70s. I mean, I think you can say that that's the bedrock of the success of comic book storytelling, was that foundation. The shift happens in the 90s when there's very little writing.
Yes.
And a bunch of artists thought they could write like some writers could. I think that was probably a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think that's impossible for an artist to write properly or well, but I think that they couldn't do it because guys like Claremont, like, everybody still loves the X-Men, and it's not just because of the art. There's a lot to be said about what the story is about.
No, I really think the X-Men is the house that Claremont built.
Right. So that's a writing thing, right?
Yeah.
If that's true,
But that's the team. If it wasn't for John Byrne coming on there, it wouldn't have had that success. And then John took his 50,000 fans wherever he went.
right. But what I'm saying though is that I'm trying to I'm focusing on the writing as something I never talk about, because I always talk about the art, and I'm saying that John Byrne took his fans with him, sure. Actually, I think he took them to DC, probably. That's
Yeah,
probably one of
he
the time
went
he went.
from there and he did Alpha Flight,
Superman, right?
and then after Alpha Flight, he did Superman. Actually, he
Hmm.
might have been doing both at the same time. That guy did like 3
Yeah,
books a month.
yeah. But I'm just making the point that what makes that era so iconic. I mean, you had other artists, like you had Ditko, who left an indelible mark on that culture, that crop of readers, right? Jack Kirby, and this is before I ever would appreciate them.
Yeah.
Joseph Peck says, "Good evening, all."
Good
He
evening.
popped up as a member for 5 months. Thank you.
Oh, very nice.
Um, what I'm saying is that if you take a better look at that era, the art was much more iconic, less concerned with being all frilly and detaily, and so it's also was the storytelling more iconic, the stories themselves, and they were shorter form, they were condensed. And I got a funny feeling that there's something to be said about. That's what I was trying to. I've been thinking about this all week, by the way, since we talked about it. It keeps coming back up in my head about how so much of that kind of, you know, it's just something about the way it was crafted, and something about the way that it felt bigger than life, even though it was told very quickly. There's something about that I think has a stronger potential to leave a mark. It's like it's like if I was in a car accident, I may only remember the moment, in that particular thing where I saw the car coming, or something like that. Um, Something about that moment that is a key to how everything else kind of happens. Like it doesn't. You don't even know all the details. You just remember that moment, and you'll never forget that moment. I think that that's something similar to the way stories were told back then. And then as soon as things got real wordy, and not, I don't think it's the wordiness, because I think he was
Claremont was wordy, yeah.
he was wordy, but he was still over the top. You know what I mean? Like he was still, it was still theatrical. It's I it's like, okay, I'm gonna maybe I shouldn't go this route, but
Do
it's
it.
kind of like
Do it.
it's kind of like in the Bible, like if you read the
Mhm.
King James, that's very official sounding, right? But I don't need the King James version to be the I don't need that to get the idea, and which is why that's why people go to sermons, to hear a preacher interpret it. So it makes sense that you're reading it, it has its power that way, but you're also hearing it explained, and there's something about that kind of breaks it down for you. I get it. Like when we tell stories to each other, like metaphors, like parables. The kingdom of God is like this, huh? You guys get it? Mustard seed, whatever. Boom. Yeah, I get it. Thanks Jesus for breaking that down for me. That's what I think that short form was like. That it broke down whatever story you were trying to tell in such a way that it simplified it and crystallized it in your emotionally, so that you got it and you'll never forget that story, whatever that story. That's why I can't remember that story, but I remember other stories, or I remember that one cover. Like I remember I could see it in my head because it encapsulated everything about. And back then covers would do that. Now covers are just glamour shots,
Yeah.
so they don't mean anything anymore. They don't tell you nothing about the story. I often will say, if one of these days I want to do a project where I bring back thought balloons, but you really don't need them. But they were iconic, though. I knew that this is what he was thinking, even though he wasn't. I don't think that way. I don't think in paragraphs. For me, there's all, but it helped sell the idea. It helped explain what was going on. it's when Spidey is dealing with the character, like let's say the Vulture, which I didn't read many of those, but even if he was like, oh man, he's fighting the Vulture, and he's outwardly saying things like, whatever,
Some
giant
smart ass
chicken,
Mark. Yeah.
yeah. But inside he's thinking, man, he's using a thing, like I get it. You're giving voice to a thought of like I'm in danger. That might just be intuitive, but you need that to kind of because you're not hearing the thoughts of the character. So to me, that's super important that there's a another
Well, thought balloons
dimension.
have been just translated into what do you call those?
Captions.
Captions. Yeah.
You know what I think? I think those plates, those should be blue. What do you think?
Under the yellow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I wasn't sure if it was going to clash too much, though.
Oh, I feel like it's a good spot
I could give it a shot.
to give us some pop color there because you're using it some really smartly throughout. So it's just missing in that chest area. Yeah, so those are just some of those ideas that I think about. Like, man, I think again, thought balloons is just one concept. That's not necessary. I just like the idea of the emphasis on a solid, yeah, you could poke me and it would irritate me for a long time, or you could just punch me and I get it, right? And I think we're really good at the 6-issue poking. Like, oh, I want to. Do you get it yet? Do you get it yet? Do you get it? Oh, not yet. I'll tell you the issue number 2. Did you get it yet? Do you get it yet? How about number 3? Do you get it? Do you get it? Huh? Huh? Oh, look, I got you in 4. Oh, here's where in the old days it was like, boom, I got it. Spider-Man versus Sandman. Boom. Yeah, that's iconic, or at least it left a mark on my psyche. I think that's kind of what I think they're doing well. I don't know if it's doing well, but I think that's what they're trying to capitalize on in social media today. That boom, that punch, but usually it's not that good. So if you have any creative ability and smart storytelling ability, I think you can get away with some nice
What's happening?
Short form. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I didn't want it to be all blue. Well, I didn't mean for it to be all blue. I shouldn't say it. I didn't want it. Who am I, Michael? Who am I? Who am I to say such things to you?
Who are you? So what you turning these 3 little ones?
No, I like the whole thing. I like the idea that there's some color blocking in that area just to break up the brown. I like to see it all there to see what it looks like. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it because it's you're bringing that touch of blue into that big area of brown to break up the brown a little bit. And it's only because you've been doing it the whole time in the other areas, so why not?
All right.
Yeah, see, like right now it looks like it's a strap piece that belongs there, and now it looks like it's doing something else other than just a thing. I like it a lot. I like it inside the yellow around the red X. That's pretty cool on the belt.
All right.
That looks good, Mike.
Should I give him arm hairs? I didn't give him arm hairs.
Alpha Proto suggests red. That's not a bad idea either. But that's not typical of his costuming, though. It doesn't seem to match the color palette.
Yeah.
I don't mind the spot of red on the belt. I don't know if I would see it anywhere else there like that. Unless more of the blue was red, then that'd be different.
This area needs to be.
Oh! He stepped in some poo right there. He's kicking Clayface in the head. Jiminy Cricket seems to agree blue's better.
Jiminy Cricket.
I miss Jiminy.
I know. How come he never hangs out?
He doesn't come around us anymore.
He don't come around here no more. Jiminy! You don't come around here no more.
Now I want to call Jiminy Hermione.
Hermione! Don't come around here no more.
I'm saving all these images now for myself for future reference.
Oh, the rivals?
Yeah. I like this Loki. What do you think about the Loki?
Yeah, I think I remember liking Loki except for something in particular.
It's a
Oh,
lot
the
of weird
freaking the
stuff.
clown collar. That totally pointless doing the clown collar thing.
All the fur thing.
The frill, yeah. Not the fur, the frill around his neck. What is he, a Victorian princess?
I don't see that on him.
Oh, maybe you're looking at different
Yeah,
characters.
probably a different version. I don't know, man. I'm liking this stuff.
You're allowed. I'm not telling you not to.
I'm enjoying this mess. Oh, this is Banner. Oh, Banner looks cool, dude. Banner rules
Banner rules, Hulk drools.
with his belt of justice and
It's the belt that the Hulk's got on.
that gamma gun. Now that I look at it here, I see what's happening when he wears it like this and he hulks out. It expands and it fits the Hulk too. That's an interesting take.
Ah.
This Punisher looks great, except he looks like he should be in a different video game.
And the skull's different.
The one I'm looking at is him. He's going down the reticule and I don't see the skull right on him there.
Wow.
Storm, she's smoking. Oh, this is exciting.
Me drawing hairs.
Exciting and you. Come aboard. We're expecting you.
And love won't hurt anymore. Nobody ever draws Wolverine's arm hairs correctly. Ever notice that? Everyone always draws them going to the side. Sideways arm hairs.
Oh, yeah. They're supposed to curl, right?
No, only your forearm hairs go to the side. Your upper arm hairs go down. Nobody notices that except for me.
Because you are brilliant, sir.
You are so anal retentive to me. Why do you see?
Hey, how's Eden doing?
Things nobody cares about.
Is she
Like
back
the
yet?
direction of your arm hair. Is she what?
Is she back yet?
Oh yeah. Dude, that was like 3 weeks ago.
I'm not stalking her. I'm just
She good. She good. She's all merged up and everything.
Nice.
She doesn't live too far from my mom, so
I was just gonna say that, like, close to you.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That was kind of the worry. That's why they got married so quickly after he graduated from CHP school, because they didn't know if he was going to go be stationed like in Berkeley or freaking Sacramento or something. So he had that time between graduation and being stationed. He had to get married. Well, he didn't have to, but they didn't want to like be in different cities.
What is he doing?
CHP.
What's that? Oh, he's a police.
California Highway Patrol.
Yeah. Oh, he's a Chips.
And nobody in this generation knows what that is.
I do. They should bring that show back.
All right.
They should make that that would be a decent. See, that's a cheap show you can make, right?
Yeah.
You
You
can
know they
make it
did.
cheap.
Did you ever watch the movie?
No, I never watched it.
That was pretty funny.
It got bad reviews, so I was like, I'll stay away.
Oh yeah, it was terrible, but it was pretty funny.
I like that guy, the Michael whatever. Is that his name? Michael something something.
I don't even remember now.
The dude from Ant-Man. He played Eric Estrada's character. Punch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his name.
What the hell kind of name is Punch?
Poncherelli. He's Spanish. He was Italian.
He was Italian?
He's Italian, played by a Mexican.
What?
Yeah, Poncherelli.
I never got that he was Italian. He was clearly Latino.
He was a Poncherelli.
Wow. That's great.
A Poncherelli.
You know, to this day, so my work gloves when I do have to do stuff around the property or anywhere, I bought those yellow gloves because I always thought John's gloves looked cool. He had the yellow motorcycle gloves.
Yeah.
Huh? His John Baker was his name, right? His gloves look so cool. And you know who else has cool gloves like that? Is Han Solo has the yellow gloves.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Those are the best.
It's the best.
If you're gonna wear gloves, they got to be yellow. In fact, I've created characters like that who are like construction worker characters. That's my favorite part is their gloves. They got like oversized gloves, and I always fold them down so they make the fists look bigger.
Let's see if I can do another layer here in white.
I like what you got going. I like that red that was back there, though. I'm not gonna lie. Made him look like he was in hell.
I don't want him in hell.
Meet Kali in hell. That is the best line that Harrison Ford has ever delivered. He sounds like he really wants him to go to hell. Meet Kali in hell. His tongue is all up in his mouth. I'm like, yeah, look at you. You're mad at that guy. Wow.
Who was that guy?
Look at Star-Lord. Star-Lord already looks high tech.
I know. I don't get the Star-Lord thing.
Again, it's not bad at all. It's just
I've never liked Star-Lord's freaking mask.
No?
No. I just don't like it. It's not good. It's not bueno.
Submariner. What's wrong with you, Namor? Why are you wearing this?
Yeah, people have issues with that one.
He looks extra sugary.
Screw that. I should just take a copy of this, duplicate it,
shrink it down and make a shot out of it. Yeah. Why aren't you doing that? You just got to twist the legs up different direction to match where his feet are. Yeah. And you still have to squish it. That's nice. I see what you got there. I see what you're doing there, dog. I see it. I see you. I see you. Look at that, man.
And then I could do
What'd you think about what's her name? Colossus's sister.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
She's not overdone. Oh man. It was a party over there. Look at you. Look at you, Michael.
There you go. That's better.
Black Panther.
Hey, let's go. Turn off
That
my
was
drawing
good.
guide.
That was good.
Is it done?
He's big and nice.
You like it
I
very
like that.
much.
Yeah.
You know what I could do? You know what I could do?
What you could do?
I could do.
What you could do?
I could do a little bit. I could do this a little bit. Oops, no.
What do you do?
A little bit of this.
Ah, a little sparkle action.
Yeah. Oops. A little bit of smaller. A little bit.
That's nice. Ooh, is that a brush?
Yeah, it's flare.
Dang.
Luminance.
Dang it.
Dang
it, Michael. That looks good. Oh, that's right in there. I forgot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of extra brushes, Michael.
All right. That's it.
So
I'm gonna stop my OBS recorder. Wow. That's gonna require a lot of editing. 4 hours and 17 minutes.
Wait. Did you start? You started this before we came on?
Yeah, remember I was already inking when we started.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I did a previous episode.
This is true.
Let's say hi to some of the people in the chat since we've been ignoring them for hours now.
I tried to look at some stuff, but I was distracted by your beautiful art.
All right, let's say hello to Amy Lester. Hello, Amy. You draw well. Thank you, darling. Bruno Cardosa. 100% was the same. Jean Lans. Who is Jean? Freaking gnarly, he said.
Word. Or sparkle in the teeth like Eric Estrada. That's what he was thinking.
Katsuki.
Namor.
Namor.
No, thank you.
Rhaegar's here, says Michael Pena.
Michael Pena, that's it.
Michael Pena. Pacharello. Chad Townsend, thank you for being here. Rhaegar. Jean Lans. Jiminy. Manscaped Wolverine.
Oh, I see the skull.
Why do I allow Jiminy in my chat?
Jiminy's awesome. What are you talking about?
Alpha Proto says he wouldn't be Wolverine without the hair. That's true. Oh, whoa. Joseph Peck, member for 5 months, is good evening all. You actually mentioned that one earlier.
Yeah, see? I tried, bro. I tried.
Victor, were you here earlier? Buddy Rabbit bought 10 people memberships earlier. By the way, this episode, this show, these live streams always go members only after the fact, just so you all know.
They're probably thinking that
Shuckleberg says,
I don't want to hear Elliot. Huh?
Jude Shuckleberg said MCO went woke and got all preachy. That is 100% correct.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-oh.
That's a big reason.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stop screen since I'm done, son. It feels like we're in the darkness. Why is my background black?
I did a thing. Let me show you my. These are the test sketches on that paper I was telling you about. All my notes on what I was doing there. You see the little red marks on the guy's face there?
Yes.
That was where I was able to erase the ink out. But I also did for my eBay sales, I got a raven done.
Oh.
It's not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
See
how simple her costume is?
Yeah. That was George Perez, right?
That was the old days, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm looking at these costume designs, they're cool. I like them as like updates, as long as they kind of have like they're just expansions on the traditional thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start going Oh, like Wolverine wearing. I mean, I get it. I get it. He's got the yellow. He's got the blue shoulder pads over the yellow jacket. He's got the stripes. Yeah, okay. I can appreciate it. I see what they were trying to do. I appreciate it. Liefeld did shake up how superheroes were designed. No more folded down pirate boots, trunks, or capes. Yeah, but I like the pirate boots.
I know, me too. I love them the way Paul Smith drew them on
Yeah.
freaking Cyclops.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Ah.
I'm telling you, man, there's something special about that. But see, that's what I mean. Like, right? That's kind of what I was saying earlier. A lot of this aesthetic that I'm discussing, it was, I don't know if it was because of the colors and the color blocking it just seemed like it worked. Once you start trying to do like, oh, I got jeans on with pouches and all this other stuff, it begs the next question, which is, what are they for? And that's where you ruin it. Anyway, I think, yeah, I got issues.
Can you read that to me?
Bruno Cardoso says, your art never seems to amaze.
Never seems to amaze. Damn it!
Much love from across the pond. That started out beautiful.
So close. So
And then,
close.
You mean ceases to amaze.
That would have been so much better to hear.
You wanted to hear me say it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I knew it.
Gomez Lee says, damn, Mike, that looks professional. Are you an artist? I, in fact, am an artist.
Are
Just
you an artist?
Have you ever heard of John Byrne's X-Men Elsewhere? Yes, indeed. In fact, I started inking a page of it for fun. But I was inking like for real. So I don't know. That page got lost somewhere.
I should do that.
Yeah, just grab a page of it and digitally ink it.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. That's a good stream, I bet.
Hey. I mean, honestly, if Marvel were being run by people who weren't complete retards, they would reach out to John Byrne and say, "Can we get that inked and colored and published? And we'll pay you your rate, your legendary rate. You'd have to pay him his legendary rate, and then you guys would have another freaking hit on your hands." But unfortunately, Marvel is currently run by retards. Let's see if there's any. Isabel Gomez says, very unimpressed. LOL.
Wow.
Oh, Bruno says, so embarrassed. Sorry, misspelling. Okay. I wasn't so much a misspelling as a completely wrong word, but
No.
I appreciate.
That was the truth. That was like having too much alcohol and saying,
when spell check was like, no, that's not what you mean.
That requires some chat GPT right there. Some grok.
The evil chat GPT.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
You can blame it on that.
So funny. Raykar says, got him.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Katsuki says, you'll get there one day, Mike. Keep hammering away at that wall. I'll try, my friend. I will try. I like how you spelled Katsuki like all weird.
Like I'm finding some stuff from people who have worked on this. Oh, that's a full figure Hulk. Ooh.
You want to share? Go ahead.
No, I don't want to share.
Oh.
You're going to make fun of me. Here, let's present. Share screen.
You know what I made for dinner?
What you made, bro?
Let me tell you what I made for dinner. Because we didn't have anything in the house. And I have to feed JoJo. So I can't just eat, a bunch of salami. which I probably would have. Yeah, see that the Punisher doesn't have. It's got the horned skull.
Hmm. But it's horn on the sides too, so it's a unique design altogether. See, it has like a horn on the edge too.
Right? Isn't that what it is? With all the funky horns on it.
Oh, is that what they did to that?
Yeah.
I guess, whatever. They're stupid. Wait a minute.
So what I did was I had bacon and I had eggs. I had everything I needed to make fried rice, but I didn't want to make fried rice. So I took bacon and onions and I fried them up, and then I put mushrooms in it. Pretty chunky diced mushrooms up in that, and then I put cream of mushroom soup in it, and I turned it into a sauce. And I added some turmeric and some cumin in it, so it gave it kind of this a little bit of curryish flavor. And then I poured that delicious concoction over freshly made rice, and it was unique. Like nothing I've ever had before, and it was really good.
I saw a video today or yesterday of
And garlic.
This guy did he's like a cook guy who's concerned about blood sugar, glycemic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He cooked his rice, then he packed it individually into portions,
Put it in the fridge,
and froze it,
and then reheated it.
And reheats it,
because
and
it acts as a prebiotic.
And it changes the sugar.
Changes the molecular structure so that it becomes a prebiotic and it doesn't digest as a carbohydrate anymore. I told you this before, and you don't listen to me.
No, you didn't. I would have remembered that.
I did.
You did not, young man.
It works with pasta too.
Really? I told my wife she's excited about it now. Now I'm gonna tell her about the pasta part.
Never listen.
This I'll give you credit for.
This guy never.
Did you see this Hella thing? Did you see the soles in her cape?
Oh, I didn't.
That's a cool idea.
That's hella cool.
Huh. See, I
think Gomez says we sound like a married couple.
Yeah, well, married to our work.
Alpha Proto says that's why you should freeze your bread too and toast it. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember talking about this because Amy was on there. Amy and Melissa were on there, and Melissa goes, "That's why I don't get tired after I eat leftover Chinese food."
I don't remember that conversation at all. Maybe I wasn't there for that time, but that sounds great. That explains a lot. Huh.
Yep. It becomes a prebiotic instead of a carbohydrate. Very good for your gut.
Hey, what do you think about this boot thing happening on Spider-Man? I don't like it.
I didn't notice.
He's got lattice work on there.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, if it was lattice work like in the shape of the spider webs, I could see it, but it's really a clashing design.
It is. It doesn't match anything else on there.
Right.
I kind of like what's happening up here. I've always been a fan of just the traditional costume, so it's hard for me to enjoy these type of things, but this definitely damages, I think, the overall look.
Yeah. Also, Spider-Man, one of his abilities is that his flesh, when it touches the wall, he can climb.
Yeah.
So putting him in big fat rubber boots really is slightly detrimental to his skill set.
But it's always been like that though, right? Like even when he wears the socks, he's still having trouble connecting.
No,
he's not wearing
his shoes are always like super thin.
Right.
Oh, hold on. Talk amongst yourself. I got to talk to my daughter.
All right, so here's Magneto. This is what I mean. He's got these scratches and slices on his costume. This is unnecessary. Oh, load 4 more. What else we got? Scarlet Veach. She's cool, man. I like this stuff here. I like this costume a lot. This is the kind of thing, though. This is what I mean. This kind of designing is cool for video games and costumes for film because you only have to create the thing one time. I don't, but when you're doing it for comic books, though, it's a pain because then you got to draw that from a different angle. And if it's already confusing what's going on in the standard version, when you try to draw it a different way, it gets a little weird. But I like this guy a lot. I like these Gundam things on the shoulders. This is that one character from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I like that. See, Star-Lord. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take all these ideas anyway, but I'm just saying. Look at him. Look at that. Weird. Look how extra the trident is. Gee whiz. Designed by Evangelion. Yeah, Evangelion's a good. Evangelion is a good.
Evangelion.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
good.
like a giant freaking meat hook thing.
Yeah. And this thing on the shoulder, you know how hard it is to get through doorways with that thing on?
Look at the other one.
I know. It's a giant crustacean.
What if he has to say hi to somebody? He's going to stab
Yeah.
himself in the head.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
He's
just
like,
looking at
Sue Richards. Oh!
Sue, my love. Oh, I'm sorry, Sue. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, man, that these are interesting. Look at the wings on his feet. That's funny. Where did the wings come from? Is that just a mutation for him?
Yeah.
Is that how they explain it? Like, that's one of his mutations.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
I don't.
I just don't like it. Well, I like it for like a character design in general. I don't
No.
like it for this character.
What is
But
the purpose of a guy having a huge, bulky, armored arm on one side and then be naked on the other?
that's his shield. He goes whoosh. And if he shifts his weight, he can break your sword. Then again, not at all what I just said.
No.
But I do like it. This reminds me of another Capcom design. You ever see that game? It was a warrior guy. What was it? Asura's Wrath. You ever heard that game? It's like it's based on I think Indian culture, their mythology. Anyway, that junk is crazy and it looks amazing.
Jean Lons says it is a reference to the Retiarius gladiators. Yeah, I was thinking that too, but like he's not a gladiator. Then again, it's a fighting game. All right.
I like this. This
I'll
right here
let
is
it
pretty
go.
cool.
I'll let it go. It's just the
Yeah.
bulkiness of it that seems absolutely redonkulous.
She looks great.
She looks great as a character. She's not looked great as Scarlet Witch.
I guess so, but I like this is what I mean. Like
but she's got door knockers on her knees. Why has she got door knockers on her knees?
I see that as just kind of like weird magic symbols.
Zoom in.
Okay, I don't know if I can get it. Open image and
look at it. It's got a hinge on the top. It's a door. Why?
Yeah.
Who's knocking on her knees?
knocking on my knees. She's got them on her ankles too. You see that on the inside? There. But she's got. But if it follows the aesthetic, she's got triangles there.
She has very sharp, pointed triangles all over her costume. I'm sure it's very comfortable.
I like this headdress though.
You do? You like it? It's a crown.
Yeah.
It goes all the way around her head.
I mean, what is she?
It looks almost like they're mocking a crown of thorns.
Well, she is a witch.
That's true.
She is a witch. You know, meh. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. This right here, though.
Yeah, I mean, just don't zoom back down to his feet.
Yeah. This is cool.
So the belt stretches to keep his pants on. Is that the idea?
I don't know. Actually, I'm wrong. It looks like the same exact belt, just larger. I don't know. It'd be cool, like if it expanded with him. If it's maybe if he's using it to keep him smart, that's kind of cool. But he's got the cool guy haircut. He's the surfer boy, pretty boy Hulk.
That's so John Boy Myers. I swear. Did John Boy work on this?
He may have. Also, Cho, that other guy. Look at that.
Yeah, I
He
don't like
looks
the face paint.
he looks like something out of Army of Two. That other game. I
For
like
some
that gun
reason, the
though.
face paint just makes him look gay.
That's his lips. That makes him look. Wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, it looks funky. It looks funky. I would have painted everything else black and then gone with the white. The white.
Alpha Proto, with another
Ball.
one of his bad takes, says, I like the face paint.
I like the
Yeah,
idea of it,
good
but
for now.
I don't know. How come he doesn't get cool hair like the Hulk does?
What do you mean cool? Is that the Amadeus Cho Hulk?
It might be.
Um,
I don't
I'd
like
to
these
see,
things.
I want to see. Yeah, what the hell are those? Why does she have ribbons on her? Is she a present? Do you unwrap her breasts? Is that the?
I don't know. I like a lot of this though. I don't. Are these floating on her?
I have no idea
Her,
what that is.
her. I don't know what that is.
I don't know why she needs pointy shoulders either.
Those are nice boots. See, I like this kind of stuff. These little, like, cyber heels. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. Like, I kind of like this, but I don't understand it.
It's a very
Explain to me.
large hand. Are they trying to imply that she's trans?
I don't. I think that goes with the style, man. That's with the style.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I'm curious about this painting style where they incorporate these other weird colors, like see the red and green. The green I get it because I see it other spots. But where'd that red come from? You see it?
that's pretty typical for like oil painting and stuff. You're just
Yeah,
like
and I wonder.
just a little bit of purple here on the face. It's light,
Yeah,
bringing light down for little accents and stuff.
yeah, I guess so. It's pretty cool.
So here we have another example though of where they're trying to do what I was calling the Andy Park Ryan Menderling design style, where it really work. They're really good at it at MCUE, whatever the hell they call it. But here it's like they're trying to utilize that style, but they don't quite get it the way Andy and Ryan do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad on this one. I mean, it's passable on this one, but I'm trying to remember which one. One
I
of
wonder where it
them
comes from.
is just so like overwrought that they totally missed the boat on it. And I think maybe that's what the ribbons on her chest are for. I don't understand that at all. This is just completely nonsensical.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got like a piece of armor that comes down on the thigh here, but not on the other side. He's so symmetrical everywhere else except for that. That just seems strange to me.
Yeah, zoom in on it. Like, why is he? And this is probably an alternate skin. I mean, I get what they're trying to do with the original motif of the balls around his chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to turn it into something different, and then
he's got all these X's in there.
Yeah, this is that. You know what this is? They drew him initially, and they made him completely symmetrical, and they're like, we got to throw something in here to make him asymmetrical. So they gave him those weird little straps, and then they gave him that little dangly keychain on his chest.
Yeah, see, that's what makes it feel like Spider-Man's boots. Like if you're gonna go that symmetrical, you almost have to keep it. I don't know, like that doesn't mean anything to me
Right. It
anymore
just
now.
makes it look like something that's out of place rather than a design element.
Hmm. Same here. Like this.
Yeah.
Now this almost looks like it should have been like a magazine for a weapon,
I know.
a banana clip, but
He's keeping him in his tucked in his underwear.
yeah,
I
yeah.
keep my banana clip in my underwear too.
But I do see, this is what I mean. So they put the red accent in weird spots. I think it could have been useful to have it like maybe on this little area here, here, just some more red.
Yeah.
It looks
Trim
so
it out.
sparse. I don't mind it. I don't, it's not bad. It's just not great. It's what kept it from
I
being
think it's
great.
like one draft away from being a good design.
Yeah, yeah. Like I would like to see the balls red, maybe. Like the kind of like the way it is on the
I don't
costume.
understand why they don't use the purple. Use his signature colors. I mean, unless
I
it's
know.
just an alternate skin. It's probably an alternate skin.
I don't know. This is from uploaded to Imgur part big. I wonder what this is. Let's see what this is about. Prestige. Oh, okay. These are just those images I was looking at earlier. This is what I was looking at the first time.
Oh yeah.
That's not. I mean, that's a cool looking character though. Okay, here's an interesting thing. Where's his knife?
There's a story to that.
Oh, okay. So there she
The
is.
story is whoever drew it didn't know that was a knife holder.
See, I like this one. I like how the loincloth in the front is just a big towel. That's cool. You know, it's just an extra thing. Bring some color in there. Doctor Strange looks pretty good. This is a cool way to interpret the Eye of Agamotto.
I personally dislike that because
Really?
it's a giant metal plate on his chest. And
Yeah, but
I hated it in Injustice when they did it with the S. I don't like this either. It's got to be.
I hear you. But if you had it, what if the thing that you found, this arcane item, was, you know, was bigger, but you have to wear it somehow? I kind of see it. But now, where is it hanging from, though? That's the next question.
Right.
There should be some kind of chain around his neck too, so he's like it's a burden. Then there's a story to it, right? But it's just sitting on his chest like that. You're right. I think that's why it means less. I do like this aesthetic here, little circled, and the circle and the dot idea that comes from the way they've been interpreting magic in the MCU. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. Mantis. Hmm.
I haven't seen that version, and I don't. Gosh, it's like they're almost there, and then they throw in a freaking big, giant, squiggly Groot belt. What the?
Yeah, there's nothing that says that she's a forest character, right? She's not that at all. Unless that's part of the story. Maybe she keeps a piece of Groot with her. I don't know. Rocket looks
Maybe.
great.
Rocket looks good.
That's a great weapon. That looks like something out of that game, Dead Space. It looks like it hurts, but not because of the effect. Although I like this idea of it creating like a beam ball in the front. That's kind of cool. What would you call that, Mike? What was that? What would you give that if you had to give it a name?
The weapon?
No, this ball of energy in the front of the that it's creating like some kind of like. It's a good name for that.
I mean, the simple one would be plasma ball.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that idea. I like this idea too. The little vent things coming off the bottom. I don't know what they do, but Hella looks hella great there. She's the kind of character I don't mind seeing more of this nonsense on her because she already had it in the first place. So that's a good. And this type of stuff, she seemed to have this sort of thing too. So
pointing right to her.
but look at the texture on there.
Yeah, where's that leading your eye?
Oh yeah, of course. But you see that? I like that look though. That's what I was telling you about your character. Maybe if you added something like
Right.
this texture. I'm not sure how you do that easily, but I like it on
Okay,
here.
Kirby, let me explain something to you. This is only 3 hour long stream. The stream before this, I took an hour break or so, and that stream was only like 45 minutes. So I'm not like, I'll be on here for another 3 hours, just so you know.
See
Just
what I was
kidding.
saying? This is
Yes,
what I was saying.
yes. I understand. You want me to throw textures on there.
No, but you know why? It works. You know what? This also borrows
See how
a
that
lot of.
doesn't work? See how this giant metal chunk in his chest doesn't work? Because the chest moves.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you. I was gonna say this reminds me a lot of the Spider-Verse movies. That
Yeah,
extra bit of. I think they borrowed some of that for this too,
sure.
which is not a bad thing. But that reminds me a lot of who's that character? 2099 Spider-Man. This is
Yeah.
a little.
Wonky.
Yeah. I'm already happy with the version that has like a long head. So this extra hairy looking tree doesn't appeal. I like her magic. She looks good. I like this sword a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's
But
basically her sword.
yeah, but it does remind me of Final Fantasy meets
Yeah.
Evangelion
They mech teched her sword. That's all they did.
and her brazier.
Yeah.
This is
And
in
for
case
some
she
reason,
to keep
I
her
like,
from.
look how protective those shoulder pads would be.
They're gonna poke her right in the arm. If I punch her in the shoulder, she's gonna get a gash right in her bicep.
I mean,
And
you
what's
have to
up?
be striking her at a very particular angle for that shoulder pad to offer any deflection. And what it
Not
will
even
do is deflect right into her arm or into her neck.
right, right. And how about that awesome belly? Wait.
Yeah.
Why does she have so much protection anywhere but her vital organs?
Because that's a very important shoulder.
That shoulder.
Her deltoid is where all of her power comes from.
Now, I do think it's interesting. I do like that there's spikes on the other side. That's some good asymmetry there.
Yeah.
She's got this
That's
foolish thing
this
here.
is based off of one of her costumes or one of her
Okay,
things.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it in general. I don't understand the hair thing, but did you ever watch the movie, the New
The
Mutants
TV
movie?
show?
No, the
Is
movie.
it a movie? No, I didn't.
It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Hmm.
It's not as bad as
Wait,
people are
hold
trying to make it out to be.
on. Go back up. Is she wearing a chastity belt?
No, no. She's got a weird pair of Levi shorts on.
Yeah, with a chastity belt underneath. Oh, those are buttons. I thought they were
Yeah.
spikes.
Yikers! That's a bad night
I'm
party.
gonna make a character named Chastity.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah. Who is this woman?
Alpha Proto. First wise thing you have said tonight: more women should wear chastity belts. They need to bring those back in style. Amen.
Who
Especially
is this?
in Sweden. That's a character that's from something, not the comics, but someone was trying to explain it to me earlier. It's I don't know.
Well, she looks cool. I can't judge her against something else. She's got. Is that a shuriken or is she a snowflake
I
character?
hope it's a snowflake because yeah, she's got a bit of a bulge for a female character too, which
Yeah.
um,
I wonder. I
it is
wonder if.
it is modern Marvel. That's
Yeah. Right. You know what'd be cool? I would like to see a mech tech version of Cloak and Dagger.
JJ185 says it's Luna Snow. Yeah, somebody give me the down low on Luna Snow again. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this a lot.
Isabel Gomez says they were never in style. Chastity belts are a myth, but still. I disagree.
They're a myth, really?
I will make one, and it will not
I
be a myth.
suspect.
That bulge is her chastity belt.
That keeps us all away. Hey,
Oh, that's
look,
right.
see,
That's right. She's an idol K-pop. She was inspired by K-pop, and I was like saying earlier, it's like, look, that's not, as far as marketing goes, that's a smart idea to try to reach the K-pop audience with a character.
interesting.
So.
See what I mean? How the lattice work doesn't work
I'm
anywhere
the one
else.
that said that.
What?
I said that.
Said what?
That the lattice doesn't work. It totally clashes with the web design.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm not taking that away
I
from
know,
him.
but then you're telling me, see what I mean. And I'm like, yeah, I see what you mean because I said it.
Well, hold on.
Sorry.
First of all, I commented on the boots first.
You asked me what I thought about the boots.
I called it lattice work, and then yeah, it doesn't matter. We both came to the same conclusion, Michael. It's the difference.
I know. Just don't rain on my parade.
You got it. You got it. It's all yours, Mike. Now, see, I didn't notice the red on the belt the last time. Was it there the whole time? Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was.
It's just not enough. It's just still not. You know what? It works well here. It works well here because most of the image is just those big chunks of red there and on the glove, but I don't see enough of it anywhere. Like the chain could have been red or something else. Just put a little more of that, spread the love around. Or the thing on his head here, that's an important thing. And look how unimportant it looks on the top of his head.
Yep.
Like it could have used more, or maybe that's where you could have put the purple, or you could have put purple in these little pieces on the side of the helmet or something. Something that kind of something.
Jean Lon says, makes the boots look like plaid golf socks. Maybe it's a what do you call it? He's respecting Uncle Ben's plaid golf socks.
Now the lattice work makes sense on her arms. You see it? That's cool because she's already kind of, she's kind of like a creepy character anyway. So it gives her that kind of old world feel. I don't mind it on her, but that has nothing to do with Spider-Man anywhere.
Yeah, and then the lattice works reminds you of like a fence, and then
Yeah.
on a fence you might want a door knocker.
Exactly.
It all ties together.
Unless the lattice work is a reference to Aunt May on Spider-Man, which I don't think that's what it is. This is great. This is great. See, I like it here when you see that it's all one color and the design pattern is in the color, but then like if you just squint your eyes, oh, she's pretty basic until you I like all this extra nonsense too, these little buttons, and I like that kind of stuff. I like to use that in my design work too. I like to do this too. I like to add like little canisters on the side. But label, what game are these for? It's called
Marvel
Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. It's the next big thing.
Like, what does this belt hold up? It's a little ambitious, don't you think?
Right. That holds an infinity stone.
And isn't he wearing the chastity belt now?
He's wearing it on the outside.
What is wrong with this guy? My favorite.
It's Gaymore.
Ugh.
What is with his hair, dude?
This needs to be inspected closer.
No, this needs to be rejected.
Look at that mess.
If I was an art director and an artist put this on my table, I would fire him.
Listen, I gotta give him.
I would fire them, because.
Okay, I'm gonna give this guy credit, whoever the designer is. I do see some cool stuff. Like I like this rope. He looks like he came off of like the barnacle side of a boat or something. He looks well lived in. He's got the right, like the idea of this being like some kind of shell or a crustacean. I appreciate that. He's got the the beads that you might wear somewhere from the Caribbean if you went on a cruise. All that stuff is cool. It's just not practical when it comes to the giant. I don't know what you would call this.
Namor.
I can't even roll my tongue like that. Because as well Gomez wrote, because braids and ponytails are cute on guys. That's another problem right there. I think that's what makes him
Bro,
look more
here's the
feminine
thing
too.
about Namor, though. Namor is so freaking boss. He freaking flies around the Marvel universe
Yep.
in a green Speedo
Yep.
and just freaking nobody can talk smack.
You know what would have worked right for this character? Would have been fair to this character. One of the reasons why he looks so feminine is he needs a beard. Like in one of his iterations recently, he wears a beard. That would be dope. If he had a beard, I could accept this more because he looks almost like a Viking.
Did the Jay Lee have a beard? The
Yeah,
Jay
I
Lee
think
Namor
so.
had a beard?
Yeah.
That was when he
He's
went freaking
yeah, he had the crazy hair.
yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, in general, I think that would have butched this guy up pretty good and made him look way more intimidating. Like right now, he looks like I don't know what he looks like. I don't want to comment too much and get myself in trouble. It just doesn't
He
look
looks
very
like he's going to
masculine.
the gay club. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, I guess so. It's raining men in his life right now.
Gay more.
But if he rocked the beard, he may still look gay, but it doesn't matter. He still looks more masculine. He looks stronger. The beard would have toughened him up a lot. Oh, well. Too bad. Oh, you get a closer look, Mike.
Yes, lovely blonde green braids.
Yeah. Why does he have time to color his hair like that?
What? They nicked his eyebrow like freaking Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Another good reason to give him a beard. So yeah, I'm a bit unhappy with all these choices, man. I'm a bit unhappy. This is a bad placement.
This whole thing a mixed bag.
This is a bad composition for the thumb to be there. It looks like it's like a circle around his eye.
Oh,
that's not good.
That's bad.
Someone should have said, "Hey man, can you move the arm out? Are you crazy? You know how long it'll take to put all those textures on there again?" It's raining men under the sea. I know. How about yeah, she looks great. She looks killer. Oh, they even give her little freckles. Do they allow freckles in Russia?
I don't know.
See, okay, this is weird. This is torn fabric, but it's got planes, like it's made of something more solid. See the edge right there? Why would you do that to yourself? Unless this is like a belt strap that comes down. That would have been nice to see what her fashion stuff is about. Yeah. Yeah, I'm disappointed in Magneto. I'm definitely disappointed in Spidey. It's a lot of triangles in this design.
Yeah.
What do they think? What are they saying by that? It's on his
I don't know,
arm
but you
too.
can see what I'm talking about with from the movie designs.
What's that? Oh yeah. It's that banding and then overlapping bands. It's funny because I've criticized it in the past. I do like it, but I don't anymore because I feel like it's been played out.
Yeah.
And it's on every character. So they all go to the same guy to design their costumes, which it is because it's
Andy
at the studio.
and Ryan.
Right. But it'd been cool if they had a different aesthetic, like because even in, I guess if you looked at it like Kirby, I guess if
Spider-Man shouldn't look like Thor.
Right.
And Thor shouldn't look like Black Widow.
Right.
Yeah.
I like this though. You see the little muscle tissue there in the black?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a really cool idea for having a different texture against the more banded blue pieces. Like those are bands of black strips, licorice, but it still looks like it's trying to imitate muscle sinew. Yeah. And then this up here looks like it's plating. That's a nice touch. And then I like it here too. That fiber,
a little bit of black.
Yeah. That's carbon fiber in there is nice. I don't know how I feel about this stuff though.
I mean, does he have electronic web slingers?
I don't know. Why does he need that? He's Spider-Man.
Or is that his Apple Watch?
Yeah, well, let's see. Who else do we have in here? Yeah, let's take a closer look at this. That could be Amadeus Cho, Mike.
I hear it's Bruce Banner.
Well, yeah, it is, right? We already know that.
But
You're
it
right.
does look like Amadeus Cho.
I think they just want to make him look cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with that narratively. But
yeah,
I wonder what this belt's about. Now you got me wanting to play the game. How much does it cost for the game?
I have no idea.
Is it on Steam?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna look into this, find out more about it. I'm fully expect an art of.
It's free. What?
What?
You should download it and play it right now.
You probably have to pay for all the stuff. I like this idea. I like these buckles with lights on them. I don't know what that's for, but see, it's also on whatever's in here. There's extra. That design element is nice.
There's a problem.
What?
Look at them.
Look at what?
Look at them closely.
Well, these are on the outside. This is leading it towards the inside of his thigh. Also, this one's bent.
At them.
What?
They don't unbuckle.
Yes, you're right. They're just there. They're there like Cyclops' pouches in Jim Lee's art. I like these knee pads though. But I feel like this is a good place to have added like a segmented metal knee pad thing. You know, like this would have been a good spot to have this split here and have like a shell on shell concept.
Maybe they buckle in the back.
Oh, I like this. I love putting dots. That stuff makes it look so hardware. Those rivets or divots.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those boots too. That looks cool. He's wearing Rhythm Nation boots like Janet Jackson. Yep. See what I mean about the heel?
I do.
That kind of cap on the heel. I like that look. That's a neat.
Hey, real quick, let me give a real quick reminder. Hey, if anybody hasn't subscribed and you're watching, hit that subscribe button and join us. This video is going to go members only right after we end. So just so you know.
Oh, look, the knife showed up again.
Hey, I like how they put the grenade rounds right next to his face.
Yeah. Who are you talking about? If he gets shot there, he's fine. Look at that. Look at this, the paint.
Yeah. It's nice because the primer to the grenade round is like on the outside where people can aim at them.
So true. So true. This guy wasn't thinking about that when he was designing, but I see where he's going, though. I see where he's going. I like this. This is a cool shoulder pad idea. Segmented pieces. But where do they hook up? They should hook up with the straps to his vest. That would help a lot.
Yeah.
As of right now, it's not helping very much. But it keeps him flexible. I like this design a lot. I like it.
I believe he's the one I have to redesign next. Yeah, Punisher. Let's see. I got 32 when I did the straw poll, it was Wolverine and then Punisher and then Black Widow. So
well, I'm excited about your Punisher idea. Can't wait to see what you do.
Punisher's next, yo.
Word. Well, Mike, it's already almost 2 a.m. for me.
I know. I do apologize. Thanks for hanging out with me, Elliot. This has been a lot of fun. It's just like the old days.
Yeah.
Hanging out. 35 people in the chat just watching us jibba jabba about comic book stuff. Woo! And thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out. Bruno says it's already 7 a.m. here. Sleep is for the weak.
True.
I'm 53 years old, Bruno.
That's why I had coffee before I started. Now I'm going to have a hard time getting to sleep anyway. So,
well, I have to go make sure my son is fed before I send him off to bed. It's almost 11. So thanks everybody for being here. Please do join the Discord if you have not already. If you like Discord and you like hanging out and talking about this nonsense, there's lots of people in there willing and able. So God bless us all. Everyone have a great rest of your evening or tomorrow. I guess for
Word.
most of us, it's tomorrow already. So,
Word.
and everyone go subscribe to Elliot's Instagram.
Yep. Elliot Fernandez _art.
Elliot Fernandez _art.
Check out my stuff there if you want to look at it, or just look up Jerkmonger. That works too. All that
That
stuff.
does work too. If you want to go buy my comic books, eventually I will deliver them.
It will. It will happen.
I will. It's the third issue is done. I just have to get it to the printer. So thanks everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you on the next exciting episode of Comic Pro doing something thing. All right. Bye.
Word. All right.